I'd be really disappointed if I didn't have a VOD for this. Let me make sure.
And yes, TC, the Mantis God was by far my favorite. Yes.
Well, just
The
the fact that
card.
we had the one that did like 3 damage times 3, and then you could make like more of them.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. Whatever. I remember it was a very broken strat. Absolutely. And then you could even like make it better too, couldn't you? Or wasn't there a way to like add more points to it too? Yeah. It was
Yeah,
pretty
there was
good.
some way to add just like more attack.
Hmm. And then it was also extra fun because we could make the reference to Mantis, who we RP with. Yay.
Yeah.
Who is Mantis?
I also realized I didn't fucking write a session overview of the last session because I guess
you're fine.
I didn't.
I'm gonna recap it.
All right.
Yeah, I figured probably. I think Jilly mentioned that we wanted to start doing something that was a little more complex. Anyway, so I'm gonna
All right.
do a narrative style. I think, though she's not here to be reprimanded for nearly getting the party TPK'd.
Yeah.
Let's do in music. Okay. Welcome back to Pixels and Dragons. Last time we left off with the party trying to get a long rest. I think I let you guys do it, but we may undo that when we come back, depending on what happens today.
I don't remember my spells that I've used.
It's okay. It'll be more dependent on what happens in this session for you guys, less than what happened last time.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, okay, because I was gonna say I don't remember
as
my
starting today,
I
like, yeah, we're gonna assume you guys have a long rest because I don't want to start you off at like lower hit points coming into what possibly could have combat, depending on decisions. So yeah, start off with a long rest, but what happens at the end of the session, you may not have a long rest where everyone else might. So we'll explain it more as we go. Okay, to recap. After their time-warped return to the city of Midport, the party found sleep and woke to go about their lives in a new time in the world. Bear with me one second. I'm trying to read off a third monitor that's too high. Okay. Determined to learn more about what may have happened in their adventure, the party found old contacts and discussed the time differential, uncovering more details about the war and what has happened in the months since their departure. The halfling woman, Tansy, at the trading outpost revealed the dangers of traveling east through the Crimson Guard territory without proper disguise or precaution, as well as the increased Crimson Guard presence entering through Midport and ransacking the stocks of the Ammonreld Company, claiming that, quote, Lord Dodds would reimburse us, though so far he has not been present in recent weeks to do so. Later, the party learned that this departure was due to his attempts to reach the front line. Returning to the temple to find clerics who could perhaps help identify some magic items, Father Mixa informed both Leon and Phaelin that Father Adric had grown ill in the night. If we recall previously, he had identified this dagger from the Blood Mage. Though in his illness, he had grown gaunt and pale. Upon seeing him, he was very emaciated, and though a formerly more portly older human, looked to have been drained not only of life, but of health and weight, appearing to have lost nearly 100 pounds since the last they saw him. Father Mixa, running to his aid with a greater restoration spell, just barely saved him from the brink of death with the help of Leon and Phaelin. Phaelin, having taken the knife from the Blood Mage out of the room, as it appears to have been the source of the ailment. On Father Adric's return to consciousness and awareness, he gave Leon and the present party the charge of destroying the Dragger, saying it must never be used. Be cautious. It must be destroyed. Back at the inn, Viz, Tinka, and Silwan stayed behind to listen to Viz's sister Vix, a dragon who, still in her human form, detailed the horrors that she faced in the keep. Hours spent at a cold table, large spikes driven through her wrist with the male mage who was present that this party killed, performing experiments just at the point of death, she was brought back by a female mage wielding some twisted form of blood magic for healing. Her powers and arcane energy almost completely drained, leaving her nearly without any magic before being found and rescued. Viz, listening to the torture his sister was under, all the while sharing a similar fate, though only captured and bound in his dragon form, winced and retched as the gruesome details were recounted. Tinka could see the empathy in his face, a shared torment only these siblings could understand fully. We learned of a unique shield that Timothy found in the keep, the Warden's Oath, and the wardens who once protected the innocents across Sarsia. Though long gone, only stories remain of their conquests. As he was returning to the party from his own search for information, Timothy caught a glimpse of a sailing ship coming into port. Though this one wasn't flying the same flags as the Crimson Guard, but rather with an elegant lettering scrolled across the back that read, Gale Runner. Returning to the group, he spoke of the ship to which Tide, still disguised in human form, made his way in search of his former captain, Aelin Braddard, who had departed the inn weeks ago after recovering enough from his broken leg injury on the previous adventure. Arriving at the port, the captain and a few crew were disembarking, and after learning the real identity of Tide, revealed that they had lost their contract work with the Emerald Company and had taken to life of privateering following the loss of the latest round of cargo to the Crimson Guard at a blockade outside the port. Learning their intent was to dock only long enough to resupply before heading back out to find new work, the party was able to secure passage aboard the Gale Runner, setting sail the following morning, leaving Midport and headed towards the hidden home of Viz, wherein the party could perhaps learn more about this epic shard, which currently is in Leon's possession. So they established safe passage.
Have it?
You do have it.
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're fine. Prior to leaving, a plan was hatched, a mission to learn details of Silwen's missing uncle at the Dodds estate, wherein a small skirmish broke out between Silwen and the lady, Ariana Dodds, upon being found to try and break into the house. By a stroke of luck and good rolls, the remainder of the party were able to disengage and play off Silwen's death by the surprising Arcanist Ariana as just an attempt to break in. Once Silwen regained her composure, she cast invisibility and snuck into the house and found a shipping manifest in the skyship tower at the edge of the estate. On the manifest, she learned that her uncle, along with many other miners, had been sent to Thistledown. Though for what? They don't know. Fortunately, no other harm befell the group, though on their departure, Anna clocked a figure in the window of the study. One Lord Captain Thane Warwick, a militarist turned into noble through his conquests in the western reaches of Sarsia, and former betrothed of Anna's mother. Our tale unfolds tonight with our adventurers, this small few. Welcome to Pixels and Dragons, everybody. Any other thoughts or questions from the recap? No.
No, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I tell you the truth, I didn't realize Leon had picked up the shard already, so I apologize for that.
Oh no, you're fine. So we can actually kind of pick up there. Where we really are leaving off is where Tinka was able to identify all of these items and began to distribute them back out. Viz being present and holding the shard, but realizing he didn't have any need for it, and your sorcery abilities hands it to you. This shard, something you can add to your inventory, but as we discussed last time, allows the user to, for all intents and purposes, blink or teleport to a location close by, though what it looks like for the user is time stopping, time slowing to more than a snail's pace, and redistributing themselves without provoking opportunity attack or anything like that. You can use this shard to move from one location to another in an instant. For everyone else, it looks like you just disappear and reappear in a new place. So add that to your inventory.
Added.
I think we had also kind of left off with everyone nearing the bed hours, the sleeping hours, and most of the party, some of the party staying behind to drink a little bit before heading upstairs. Timothy being one of the few who wanted to partake, I think Tinka as well. Though as the night wanes, they all go their separate ways back to their individual rooms. Timothy still, I'll say, because of your previous service, you still get a nice room in the upper area. Thorny is still very thankful, though months have passed. He's not forgotten what you did for them. So you have the nicer rooms upstairs. Let's drop you guys on that map. So, as you all lay down to sleep, a few things happen. Leon, I would imagine you spend the first little bit of time, because nothing major has happened in the previous days. This is a good time to study, if you choose to do so. Is that something you'd like to do?
Yeah, can we make like a couple, like, I don't want to say like meta rules, but like if an opportunity exists for Leon, can I like establish a routine for him here?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like
Okay, so
downtime.
Yeah, so every night, again, time willing, time available. I would like him to maybe retire a little bit earlier than everyone else. I want him to document his kind of his day in his diary, and then any spare time, I would like for him to start, really studying the book. And then if I could kind of extend that to the morning, if there is like I want him to pray first thing in the morning, whether it be at a temple, if available, he will go to the temple, and if not, he'll just do it in his room or whatever.
Okay.
Can I just establish that for the character? Okay,
Absolutely.
perfect.
Yeah, I think that's a good routine. So, give me an estimation. It's been just a few days since, to you all, it's only been a few days since arriving at Midport, like less than a week, maybe even 3 or 4 days. It hasn't been a terribly long time, though in the time span of the weird timey-wimey stuff that's gone on, it's been months. How much time would you estimate you've devoted to reading?
I think I've tried to do it most of the time before we've taken rests and stuff.
Okay.
So
like,
I don't know how much. Like, what do we think? Like a couple
yeah,
hours
I would
every
say,
night?
Yeah, over 4 hours, and I know for sure it was something you did in the bandit camp for probably a few hours in itself. Let's say, roll for me 2d4, and we'll see what happens here. Okay, yeah, 7 hours. You've spent 7 hours doing this. That's going to be the measure for how we did it.
Perfect.
Next thing I want you to do is, this isn't going to fall under like any of the typical skill checks, but roll for me just a d20 and add your wisdom modifier.
D20 plus wisdom is +2.
Yep, I think for you, yeah.
Oof.
So 4.
Ouch.
That's okay. Right now, though you spent hours reading through it, a lot of it isn't quite making sense. There's a lot of familiar terms. You really are getting a good handle on like the history piece, perhaps. Though, what's in the one tome that really speaks more to like the mystical and arcane nature of really the divergence and what has happened inside the church. A lot of that isn't clicking just yet. Though you're confident with more time, maybe it will. So tonight, you start with, because I think where we're going to leave off is, for you, it's only been a few hours perhaps since you were at the temple and helping Father Adric and Father Mixa. They're open roughly 24 hours. That's not like a great way to talk about it, but the temple doesn't close. it's like Walmart.
There's a sign that says open 24 hours.
The hot and ready sign is on.
Yeah.
It's the temple version of a Krispy Kreme. I mean, if you have time, actually no, because the event happened where everyone traveled north. It's late. I mean, we're talking about 10 or 11 o'clock now, probably late enough.
Yeah.
Though you would know that they're still probably active. If you wanted to go back, you could. Otherwise, you can spend time in your room studying. You and Tide sharing a room still.
Yeah, I think Leon would stay in his room, and since we're going to go to the temple, probably to pray in the morning. Again, if we make it there, we'd probably wait for them to try to talk to the clerics.
If we make it there, you think you're gonna die? I'm not
I
gonna
don't want to be
TPK you
presumptuous.
guys.
I'm not. I don't want to be presumptuous, right? I mean, that's his plan. Okay, that's
I
his
love
plan.
it. It's a good plan. Timothy, Anna, anything you guys want to do in these hours before you find sleep?
Not particularly.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of something and I can't necessarily think of anything.
Well, where we left off, for you, it's been 24 hours since you received the letter. I know over the last...
Yeah, Anna's had a rough time.
She has had a rough time. Though you've slept on it once. How is she feel? Like, describe for us how she's feeling today, like after things are beginning to kind of settle in.
I mean, I think she just feels very empty about the whole thing, in the sense that, like, this is something that she's tried to fit into her entire life, and then through, I feel like, no fault of her own, it's never been her fault that she's not accepted or that, like, these things have gone wrong. None of it's her fault, and yet she's the monster. She's been cast out, which is something she's, like, been so scared of for so long. And she's like, I just need to, like, I'm cursed. I just need, like, true love's kiss or something. That should break it. That's what the stories said, right? And then she's just, like, out of nowhere lost her entire family, her entire life. And so I think it's still, like, she's not, like, crying as much, but she's still, like, does she still, like, cover up her features? I think she does, because she still is like, I'm cursed. I almost I almost think there's a very, very small part of her brain is like, well, maybe if I can break the curse, they'll let me back. But I think that's a very, 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 very small hope. I think mostly it's just feeling very empty and lost at the moment.
Sure. I want you to roll a, let's call this persuasion check for yourself. Because you've had conversations with Faylene where Faylene mentioned that it wasn't a curse. I want you to try and convince yourself, one way or the other. You tell me if the roll is high or low, which one it means. Do that in advance and then roll.
Okay, well, I think it being a curse gives her more hope and more purpose. It will shatter it more later, but I rolled a 22, so I think she's more.
Then I think your
convincing
convictions,
herself that
yeah. I would say you are still convinced as much as these conversations have happened. You have convinced yourself that.
Aileen doesn't know me. I don't know where she came from, but she doesn't. Look, she doesn't know me. Not really.
Sure. No, I mean, no one knows anyone at this juncture.
Mm-hmm.
You're all still mostly strangers who happen to have gone on an adventure together, and luckily, you all survived. You found some other people, but you're right. No one really knows each other. So she's convinced there's still a curse, and the curse can be broken. And so in these hours before you go to sleep, what does she do?
That's the problem, is I don't know if there's anything for her to do.
I mean, sit, ponder. Do you go back to write? Like you'd mentioned the possibility of writing a letter back. Do you journal?
I don't. I don't think I write a letter back yet. I want to sit on it, because whatever I respond back is gonna be a big deal. Because I believe last time I mentioned one of the biggest idea I had, I'm like, no, that could kill everyone in the house. I got baby cousins. I don't want to do that to them.
That idea being, for the folks who may not know, what is that idea?
The idea is essentially, especially because now we have a forgery kit, I still have my family's signet ring. Dumb on their part, for quite frankly. And so essentially take the letter that I was given, have Faylene help me forge it or forge it myself, and basically write a letter to, I don't know why I'm suddenly blanking on his name, the man that was at the mansion.
Thane Warwick.
Thane,
Yeah.
Thane Warwick, in my father's hand, basically being like, yes, enemy people, I am helping supply you with goods. You can expect the shipment soon. Don't worry, I'm keeping it on the down low. Publicly, I'm still supporting the other guys, but Thane Warwick's enemies, I'm with you. And so then theoretically, and make it and sign it with the signet ring so it looks super fucking authentic.
Yeah.
And accidentally, quote unquote, send it to Thane Warwick, and then so theoretically he goes nuclear and just wipes out my house for me.
Family sabotage. Obviously you have, well, siblings-ish, nieces and nephews. What are her thoughts on what that outcome would be? I mean, you're perceptive enough, smart enough to think maybe this isn't super smart.
Yeah, that's why I haven't sent that letter yet. I think the best case scenario for the family, if I do that, is that they manage to convince them that like they didn't send it, and there's just always a great lack of trust between the two, and they can't rely on each other anymore. The worst case scenario is Thane Warwick comes in, doesn't ask any questions, and kills
Slaughters everybody. And you know him to be vicious. I mean, he is a very militant person who almost has carte blanche with his whatever his personal missions may be. There's not really many above him to try and stop what he wants. He's powerful. You know him to be extremely powerful. And reckless at times. He's very impulsive. You've seen him come through and just take from, like, wouldn't necessarily call it stealing, but that's what it is. Where because he believes he's entitled to anything, even in your own homesteads. He's a noble, but I guess earned, not lived. He doesn't know the full brunt of what that means, so he's very impulsive and makes rash decisions without thinking things through. And especially on the heels of having been betrothed to your mother, and probably having some feelings already towards your family, though willing to let those go for the political side of it. I think you would know that anything like that would light a powder keg.
Yeah. Which it was when I thought of the idea, the intention, and then I remembered I shouldn't send everyone to a death sentence. So.
There are babies there.
There are they're literal babies.
Literal babies. Yeah. Okay. Timothy.
So, yeah, I don't think there's anything for her to do right now.
Just ponder. Sit with it.
Try to think of ways to break the curse.
Okay. You think that's something you want to try and research?
Probably, yeah. I think I'd like to look into, like, removing curses and whatnot.
Okay. Roll an intelligence check.
That is a nat 1.
She doesn't really know where to begin.
+0.
Yeah. Unfortunately, like, you want to do it. I think if that's something that you then talk about with folks otherwise, you might be able to get some help. But right now, you're not even sure where to start.
Yeah.
The concept of curses is mostly from fairy tales, as far as you know.
Look, all I know is my grandma kept saying true love's kiss, and so that's the only thing I can think of, and that's not super an option. So
Yeah. At 14,
Yeah, you know, that's where we all find our true loves, is at
It's at
14.
14. Yeah, certainly. Well, she rests in the room with the others, who all seem to have found sleep pretty easily. Sylvan especially, who, after being nearly blown up.
Can I do one more thing?
Sure.
Or maybe even take place of what I had already done, I guess.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
just realized with the shard, it had a opening on it, I think, right? Like it had like some sort of like a notch or something, right?
It's cracked. It's
Oh, it's cracked.
Let's see if I still have the photo.
Basically, well, I was using that. Okay, so in the description, like as an action, I can attach a shard to a tiny object, right?
You can.
So,
yeah.
I wanted to attach that to the holy symbol and then attempt to attune it, right? Because that's what the character needs to do to use it. Meta.
yeah. So what you, I mean, and I wouldn't necessarily call it meta. It would be something that I think Tinka explained that she would know from identifying it is, to use it, you have to attune to it. The way it looks like, I mean, it's relatively small. It's no more than 1.5 inches, maybe, in size. I mean, it's pretty small enough. You would be able to grasp it. It's not something that, like, I guess if you're gonna try and put it on the holy symbol, it would be like a piece in addition. You can, and for the sake of this, I'll RP Tinka. You can ask Tinka if she can help fashion you something that would. I don't know that she has like a jeweler's kit, but with her tinker's tools, she's probably got enough, and she has like scrap metal and stuff to help you fashion almost like a jewelry type setting that it could sit in, and then attach to the leather strap of your holy symbol.
Yeah, So okay, so Leon will, I guess, do that at some point here. Again, I know I'm doing things out of order. I apologize.
No, please. The perfect opportunity to do whatever you want in the evening before you go to sleep. And I think you, like, it's late enough, but it's not so late that you can't spend a few hours chilling. Right? I mean, like, if there's stuff that you want to do and you have time, it does take an hour to attune. So dedicating an hour to that, it's 11 o'clock by the time you finish that. You could still probably spend an hour or so reading. Right.
All right. So yeah, let's do that then.
Okay. Cool. Himothy. This shield, it's unique. I think you would probably spend some time looking it over, getting familiar with it, maybe training with it. You've certainly used shields before, but the weight of this one is different than other shields you've used. It's lighter, more maneuverable. So if you spend some time, just as you're in the room, resting, hanging out, you can pull this back up. You can really get a good feel. It's a large enough shield. It covers a little more than your entire upper body. It goes from, like, if you're holding it in front of your chest, like this person here, it's actually a little bit larger than what this depicts. It's not like a small shield. It's a body-sized shield almost. It goes from your like chest area to just below your waist. So large enough. But as you put your hand into it and grip and lift, it feels light. Though you know the metal to be like iron, like steel. Very well constructed. These almost golden brass embellishments. They're certainly pretty, but they also seem a little functional. That perhaps as weapons are gonna hit them, that the studs might repel, and perhaps that's where some of the unique properties come from. Roll for me let's see. You're not really proficient in Arcana, but roll for me an Arcana check just to see. Okay. That's
We're
fine.
not rolling well today at all.
That's
No, we're not.
That is okay. No, I mean, I think even just you can't really peg the source of the magic, though there is something there. You can sense that there's something there, but right now you're not really sure where it comes from, why it's there. You just know that as you hold it, it feels comfortable. It feels right. Um, you take up your sword in your other hand, and you practice these martial movements, things that you've learned from your rigorous training back home, even sparring with your brother. With this shield, you're certain. Um, you have like a determination. You have a certainty that it's meant for protection, and you could very easily protect. But you also know just as easily you could use it to attack and be fine in instances where an aggressor would be close. It feels safe. And so in the time before rest, you give it a quick polish, sharpen your sword, give it a polish, put it back in its scabbard, place them by the bed, and go to sleep. Unless there's anything else anyone wants to do.
Good.
Love it.
Yeah, I'm good.
Same.
Awesome. So, Himothy, as you drift off to sleep, you feel as though you awaken kind of suddenly in the midst of a dense forest. The air thick with an eerie mist that blurs the outlines of ancient trees. Feels a little bit like home, but something different. You feel a compulsion to explore this place. Like it holds secrets, perhaps yet to be uncovered. It's familiar and yet unfamiliar, though this place is far more ancient than the forest you grew up in. As you cautiously venture forth, the fog seems to play tricks on your senses, distorting shapes. You hear sounds among the shadows, and you catch a fleeting glimpse of a ghostly figure. Its barely visible form obscured, its features unrecognizable, and with an instant it's gone. After a few moments, you continue on in the forest, and the figure reappears, this time on the other side of you. And it seems to glide effortlessly through the undergrowth, its movements unnaturally fluid and soundless. But you see it. Its eyes shine with an otherworldly luminescence.
And when I look at it, like, what do I... Oh, okay.
This is what you see. Holding a lantern. Soft, pale yellow glow of its eyes locking onto your gaze with an unsettling intensity. And despite its spectral appearance, there's something undeniably familiar about those glowing orbs. You look ahead to keep going, searching for something. But what? Can't quite remember. Feels like a moment when you're right on the cusp of knowing, but searching for the words. Can't quite find them. It's fleeting. Still, you know, if you keep looking, you'll find whatever it is you're looking for. So you press on slowly, aware of the figure, but paying it little mind as you keep delving deeper into the wood. Suddenly, it stands before you. It appears. It's about 10 feet ahead of you, and with a blackened hand, it reaches out, beckoning to you to follow. And you have a strange mix of curiosity and trepidation. Do you do it?
I think I try and, like, call out, who are you? Like, what do you want? Before I end up proceeding anywhere.
The figure moves a little closer, and though it has no feet, you have this impression that it's kneeling before you. No words, no sound,
Hmm. I think I'd probably tell it to stand up, lead on, and I'd follow it.
Okay. At that, it stands, it rises back to its normal height and turns. And as it's turning, gives you the, like, come on motion with its arm. The journey takes you deeper into the heart of the forest and away from a path that you were originally on, though somehow you feel you're closer to finding what it is you're looking for. The trees close in around you and the silent, almost like silent witnesses to some ancient tale. There is a sense of foreboding in the air, as if the forest itself is alive with secrets. As you progress, the shadowy figure occasionally glances back at you, its face remaining just beyond your comprehension in its blackened void, a haunting visage that leaves you feeling both drawn and repelled. Each time you try to make out its features, they blur and shift, never really revealing their true form. Throughout the dream, you're plagued by a feeling of being watched, as if unseen eyes are observing your every move. Not from this being, but somewhere else, deep in the forest. The forest's haunting melodies of rustling leaves and distant whispers add to the unnerving ambiance, creating an atmosphere of unease. As you walk for what feels like hours, cautiously following this spectral figure that's been leading you deep into the forest, you arrive at a clearing. The trees almost step out of the way as you grow closer. It would seem as you move in, they move apart. Mist rising from the ground and rays of light peeking through the dense canopy above that still covers this clearing. The only source of light coming here is from these rays of light illuminating much of the clearing, though very dimly. The ends of the light rays rest on a moss-covered stone that sits at the base of an enormous tree at the center of the grove. The stone, an archaic carved pedestal, sits in a patch of moss. At its feet, raised off the ground by the roots of a tree, what appears to be a kneeling stool. You see where the roots have emerged from the ground, wrapping the base of the pedestal, and they create this inner circular space, inviting, almost uninviting area, but it seems to be some kind of shrine that the pedestal lies in. The specter gestures for you to move towards the shrine, and as you enter the grove, it moves out of the way, stepping aside or floating aside. Its gaze moves from you to the shrine, and again it bows. And you have this draw to the pedestal, the light reflecting off of the surface, emitting a soft, otherworldly silver blue glow. What do you do?
Do I recognize anything about the pedestal? Is anything on that familiar to me at all?
Roll a... You're looking at it closely. Roll an investigation on this one to see what you might know. Ooh, 19. Okay. You recognize that there is writing on it, carved into the front. You recognize that silvery blue glow as being arcane. Though other than just being a rock carved stone pedestal, no, there's not really anything else that's super familiar. The symbols, sigils that are around it seem to be in Elvish. But other than that,
So I think I definitely would go up to that pedestal. And how'd you describe the area around it again? Sorry, I wasn't.
yeah, it's this. it's basically a clearing. It's mostly filled with just natural rocks and flora. This one large tree kind of erupts from the center. You can see, I mean, this image here is a good reflection of it. You can see that it's mostly clear around you. It's not as dense as the forest trees that you were moving in before. It was like the trees that were previously you were walking through were like very tall, dense evergreens, though these much more ancient and larger and not evergreens. These appear to be more like large oak trees. Other than that, though, I mean, it's open. You can look around. Make a perception check, actually. Let's do it this way. Okay.
And not ideal.
Well, I mean, there's not much here other than a lot of natural forest. You don't hear animals. You don't really see anything other than the specter behind you now, with his head still bowed, or its head. Otherwise, it's just a forest. Do you want to move closer?
Yeah, I'll move closer and I'll probably interact with the pedestal, trying to figure out exactly what I'm supposed to do with it.
Yeah. As you get closer, the surface of the pedestal becomes more clear, and you see their sigils? No. Letters. It is the Elvish, or it seems to be the Elvish that's inscribed on the front, but in these silvery blue arcane letters. It's old. You know it's old Elvish. Things that you've read in the books in your father's library back home. And the words read, "Neath mine eye, thy place unveiled. Simple act, thy pledge availed. Bend thy knee in honor's vow. A mark of reverence, humbly bow. Pledge thy fealty in obedience or obeisance true. A sign of loyalty, steadfast and due." As soon as you finish reading the words, even though you're just reading them in your mind, that moss-covered pedestal that's below raises up, creating a natural hassock, kind of offering itself as a place to kneel. What do you do?
I'm gonna kneel.
Okay. Un momento, please. I am gonna DM you something.
Can't believe you're keeping secrets from us.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to our private channel and I'm gonna talk so much shit about the DM.
Yeah, I'm gonna come with you.
Yeah. How dare he not share the secrets with me?
How dare?
How dare he?
Because no one else in the party has any
Zero
secrets.
Definitely not a letter that was very harsh,
none of
sent directly to its reader.
None of us have secrets. How dare?
Yeah.
Okay. As you kneel before the pedestal, the letters that are there with this ancient text, they fade and reappear in a new order. What's before you appears to be an oath. Do you want to recite it?
By ancient oath and solemn pledge, I bind my soul to conquer Zedge. Quell the chaos, stand my ground, with iron will and battle sound. Douse the flame of havoc, I swear, till victory's grip leaves none to bear. With steely foot and heart steadfast, stand resolute, ever to last. Above all, strength shall guide my hand, evil's fate ne'er to expand. To meet the challenge, ne'er fail, I answers destiny's resounding call.
As you finish reciting those final words, you're enveloped in a burst of that silvery blue essence, and you're lifted from the ground, placed back on your feet. Standing in the midst of the grove, you look down, and you're wearing this brilliant suit of black and gold-plated armor. It matches very much the Warden's Oath. You look down in your left hand, and there it is, the Warden's Oath. In your other hand, the longsword. Though this is a unique one. It's beautifully forged, and it has this jewel placed in the hilt that glints as you look at it. As it flashes, this specter swarms over to you, and your vision is filled with black cloud, and you wake suddenly. The image of the spectral visage burned into your mind, and with an overwhelming compulsion to root out chaos and evil. You lay there a moment, what you think is only a moment, and ponder the chaos of traversing time and having a drive to determine what and why has caused it. Moreover, you have this deep feeling to serve, protect, and lead alongside those you venture with. And as you lay there, that change that you saw in Leon, the determination that you witnessed, as he grew more resolute in his search to root out evil, comes to your mind. In that moment, you have a vigor to join with him as a partner in his quest. You may add a permanent +1 to your wisdom score.
So you just
Right.
pledged to be lawful good and not do chaos, right? That's what I heard.
Not necessarily lawful good, just anti-chaos. And it follows the path of the conqueror, whatever the or the oath of the conqueror, the oath that you chose. It's based on those same oath structures. Obviously, do with it what you want.
And that's +1 of the base, right?
Well, yeah, +1 to your current wisdom score.
Cool.
Permanently. In your waking moments, what do you think? What do you feel?
I feel like definitely it's given me a bit more resolve and a bit more purpose, and definitely giving me a lot of the strength to continue on with this group of strangers that I just met a few days previously.
Cool. Good. Awesome. Anything, you can go back to sleep if you want to. It's still kind of late. The sun hasn't dawned yet. It's still nighttime. Still technically need to keep on resting for a couple more hours, though you don't need to sleep necessarily to get the rest you need.
Yeah, I think I'll just relax and just take it easy for the rest of the night.
Maybe go
If I
take a
get some
bath.
sleep, I get some sleep. Yeah.
Himothy knows of the hot warm bath.
Yeah, I got that hot water working. I'll definitely take one of those.
You get the full advantage. One of the few people that does. Okay. Anna, as you lay down to rest, you find it hard to fall asleep. Though eventually rest does find you. And as you drift into slumber, you dream. In this dream, you stand within a grand hall, bedecked with opulent tapestries and glittering chandeliers. A lavish feast sprawled on a grand banquet table before you displays an array of delights and treats, some familiar from home and others from distant lands. But that's an ordinary sight for those who live in noble houses. The air is thick with the scent of these succulent roasts, exquisite confections, but amidst it all, the fragrance of perfumes worn by elegant ladies. It fills the air. The gentle hum of conversation floats the room as noble men and women engage in courteous and playful discourse. Every now and then, a melodious giggle or hearty laugh rings out, born out of a noble woman's delight. When you look over, it seems to be at the animated stories being shared by a man dressed in a vivid blue coat. Though he's unfamiliar to you, and it's not usual, though, for noble gatherings to include members of families you've never met, so you pay it no mind. At least right now. In this...
The hall a place to recognize or unfamiliar to me?
It's home. Yeah, don't even need to roll. This is home. This is like your family's grand hall banquet area. Anything you want to do?
I'm curious as to what this particular man is saying that's intriguing people so much. So I think I'd like to get closer to listen in.
Okay. You just walking over as like a friendly, I live here. Okay.
That was my question is like, are people noticing me? Like, am I corporeal in this space or am I
Yes.
like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you're dressed in your finest silken lace red dress, the one actually more beautiful than the one that you arrived in. You're the embodiment of nobility.
Okay.
You can walk over.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it just make my way over to this man, not necessarily engage in conversation, but try to listen in as to what his conversation is first.
Sure. Yeah, as you make your way over, the eyes of the people in the room turn to you, and some nod their head and bow. They recognize you as a lady of the house. This person gives a big smile. He's an older gentleman, appears to be in his 50s. Thick gray beard, this beautiful lavish blue coat, overcoat that's it's I don't know. There's something striking about it. It's like a blue, the color, like deep, rich royal blue, but like nothing you've ever seen before, almost. The conversation is mostly tales. He's regaling tales of travel and fighting beasts and being a war hero, though he will coyly put in inappropriate comments here and there, and that's what's causing the giggling. But nothing really particularly sticks out about the stories. Seems like most of what he is discussing is more like hunting than it is battling any monsters. He's fighting wolves and boar, which is not uncommon in the northern part of Sarsia, where you're from. He acknowledges you, though.
Do to feel powerful.
Yeah, kill things. Yeah. Yeah, he acknowledges you as you come over, and he kind of turns to you a little bit, like to bring you into the group, though he doesn't break from his conversation.
Okay, I guess I'll, out of curiosity, before I step forward, do I see the rest of my family anywhere? Because this is I assume it's our party.
It is. You do not see anybody from the, well, that's not true. Yes, you see uncles, real uncles, not brother uncles, the ones who would be claimed to be uncles, extended family members, but you don't see your grandparents, you don't see your brothers, you see mostly just extended family here.
Okay, I guess I'll step forward. If he's leaving an opening specifically to like invite me in, I guess I'll step forward and be more present in the circle of people listening.
Okay. Yeah. As you step inward, you are welcomed initially, and he continues on with his stories. Though after a few minutes of listening, you kind of survey the scene around you, and you notice that some of the people outside of this group, their visages kind of begin to twist and change, and gazes start to move your way. The light-hearted tones get a little more hushed, and the murmurs fade into the thin air. The once friendly faces, now when you look back in the group, all but the man in blue, transform into sneers, and you can hear these derisive remarks behind you being spoken, concealed behind fluttering fans. You see them exchange knowing glances and whisper words that slice through you like icy daggers, and you get this deep sense of dread in your chest. Almost as if they
Remarks
can...
about him or me?
You. He's just standing there. He's not... His face is not aggressive or anything. It's almost like his entire expression is void. Where everyone else now has this twisted, snarling kind of sensation. Like his face, you see nothing.
I think listening to everybody else, I think she has to stop her hand from shaking a little bit, and she tries not to visibly let it get to, like, not show that it's affecting her in any way. And are the comments, like, minor shallow things, or are they about, like, my secret?
You think to yourself, they know. Your deepest secret laid bare, perhaps let slip out of malice or spite, and panic courses through you. And so you begin to retreat, your steps carrying you back towards the stairs that lead to your chamber. As you begin to walk upward, the hall's warm embrace gives way to an icy chill, and you find yourself standing alone on a desolate cliff, peering down from the top of the stairs onto an expanse of snow-covered evergreens in an icy tundra. The wind howls around you, dancing, its force prodding at your back, almost feeling like it's trying to push you, though you manage to stand firm. Within the howl, you discern the echo of your own solitude. The magnificence of the hall below is replaced by a sense of desolation, and the tapestries along the stairwell now tattered flags flapping in the gusts as you gaze back downward towards the hall. Looking back, the stairs have transformed into a treacherous, steep, icy slope. The journey back would be impossible. Though you see, as you look down in the hallway, Duke Harland, your grandfather, walking in. Alongside him, Duchess Giselle, your grandmother. As they enter the hall, they deliver what you expect to be a warm welcome, greeting guests and touting their son's return. Your uncle by blood, though raised as your brother, walks into the room with pride at the far end of the hall, just at the end of your vision. You can see beside him his beautiful copper-haired belle glides gracefully. Shivering in the cold air above, you catch glimpses of your grandfather's gaze turned towards you, and you see contempt radiating from his eyes as he approaches the stairwell. He moves beyond the sight of the guests, and his gaze never leaves you. And as he reaches the bottom of the stairs, he spits at the ground before closing the massive oak-carved doors that severs any path of return. So you turn away and begin to traverse the cliff edge. Anger surges within you. Recollections of your grandparents' cold rejection, their judgmental stares, and the weight of their condemning words resurface. The tumultuous forest below begins to swirl and writhe, the turmoil in your heart almost twisting the trees. You see them crashing into one another and against the rocky precipice below, as though sympathizing with your fury. Wrath consumes you, the storm intensifying with every ounce of rage that wells within you. A deafening clap of thunder heralds a bolt of lightning arcing towards the cliff from above and strikes the earth below your feet, racing up your body like a serpent, winding its frigid embrace around your very core. The lightning engulfs you. For a moment, you witness yourself, almost as if you can see yourself, the lightning coursing through your form, though it's not the familiar warmth you would expect of lightning. Instead, it's chilling cold, as if bolts of ice themselves surge through you. Icy blue energy crackles over your arms, dancing into your hands. second, brilliant bolt screams from the sky, striking your hand. And as the flash dissipates and your vision returns, held in your grasp, a blade crackling with that same frigid energy. Rivulets of light dance upon and down the blade. As you reach to grip the hilt with your second hand, a gust of frost-laden air bursts forth, leaving behind an icy chill that envelops you. Strength courses through you. You are free. You are wild. Until, after a fleeting moment, the fury recedes. And taking its place, a profound sorrow. Your hands slacken, and the blade slips from your grip. Memories of joy and warmth shared with your great-grandmother Lovey resurface, her laughter and stories from simpler times. The weight of her absence feels like an unfillable void. In the midst of this emotion, this storm whirlwind of feelings, a figure emerges from the mist beside you. Initially, fear prompts you to step back, but as you focus, you recognize the face. It's you. Though, it's different. Resolute, stronger, and a bit older. As she nears, you notice her lower body. She doesn't hide her satyr self. Instead, she strides proudly on strong, black, furred legs. No sight of ears or horns, but probably just because her wild, curly blonde hair still covers them. This version of you approaches, battle-ready and unwavering. Standing before the storm, the warrior brandishes the blade defiantly, challenging the tempest head-on. She strides towards the cliff's edge, poised and ready. The anger and sadness in your heart begin to transform into something different, a fierce determination. She turns to you, nodding in acknowledgement, and with a powerful swing, she unleashes a blast of ice and wind into the storm, the tempest itself yielding to the sheer force that she unleashes. The mist clears, revealing a new dawn breaking on the horizon. The warrior version of you draws near, placing a hand on your shoulder. Gazing towards the rising sun, she emanates a determination, and you feel a surge of newfound strength. And then she kneels before you and retrieves the sword and stands. She takes your hands. She places the weapon firmly in your grasp. A smile graces her lips as she speaks. Dearest one, this is just the beginning. Your mother would be so proud. Now, lift your head. There will be time for grief later, but for now you must ready yourself for the battles that lie ahead. And at that she begins to fade into the mist, and you wake. Upon waking, a whirlwind of emotions, the same ones you felt in your dreams, engulf you. The sting of loss, the smoldering ember of anger, but also hope. And the dream leaves you an indelible mark on your heart, and left behind are the feelings of resolute purpose and an unyielding determination to prove your worth. Not for the approval of those who abandoned you, but for yourself. An unshakable resolve to carve your own destiny and establish yourself as the warrior you're meant to be, regardless of the adversaries that loom ahead. When you sit up and look beside your bed, there lying on the floor by you is Frostguard, the warrior's blade. You can add that as your inventory.
The sword just appears out of nowhere?
Out of nowhere. Out of your dream.
That is very cool.
Roll for me a wisdom check. This isn't going to be like any of the standard skills
Okay.
either, just wisdom, and then I think you have to subtract 2.
Yeah, I get -2 wisdom. I rolled
A 3. Okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. You have this lingering thought of you from your dream. Seeing the sword as you reach down and grab it and hold it in your hands. Again, it feels cool to the touch, more cool than your regular sword. This feels cold almost, but not uncomfortably so. The Anna from your dream, you think about her holding this real weapon in your hands, and you almost have this feeling that she might have been real. Perhaps some kind of dream guardian. Other than that, you're not sure.
Huh. Um, would it be possible for me to quietly go outside and give the sword a swing?
Sure. By all means.
Okay, yeah. Then I think I make sure to, because I don't want to wake anybody else up. Just quietly go outside and just, like, not necessarily near anything, just swing the sword to kind of see how it feels
Yeah.
doing
Please.
that.
Yeah, so you head outside. Do you head to the back where you remember killing the assassins? It seemed a little
Yeah,
emptier
I
back
think
there.
so. Yeah, just so that, like, I'm not disturbing anyone and nobody necessarily sees me.
Sure. Yeah, give me 1 sec. I'm gonna roll something. See if anyone notices. No. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's still late. Probably, I don't know, 1 a.m. It's dark out. But yeah, you head outside. Take the blade in your hands. Feels good. Feels powerful. Feels maybe not quite as strong as her blade, but still very real. And you swing it, and when you do, you see this crackling blue energy kind of move off the blade, and this icy frost kind of mist in the air behind it.
Huh. So you said I could add it to my inventory. Is there like a stat card or anything?
Yes,
for me
it's
to
called
add?
Frost
Okay.
Guard. It's in D&D Beyond. You can actually add the weapon. It's a
Okay.
+1 that deals, actually, don't mean to lie to you. It's a great sword, requires attunement. When you attack using the sword, the target takes an extra 1d4 of cold damage. In addition, while you're holding it, you have fire damage resistance. And then, similar to what you saw with Grant's blade, when you speak the name, a 10-foot radius of light emanates from it. It's bright light, and like an additional 10 beyond that. So you can see in the dark now, sort of, for a short distance.
That's extremely
And then you can
cool.
just say its name again, and it'll extinguish the light. And then, yeah, it's, I mean, standard greatsword benefits otherwise. It is a large sword.
Hmm. Okay. I think I want to spend like just a few minutes outside again, swinging the blade around, getting used to it,
Mm-hmm.
kind of feeling it out, and kind of trying to like build up that confidence that I saw in my dream when using it, because
Sure.
I think that's gonna take a bit, and by that I mean I'm attuning to it.
Of course. Yeah. Yeah, you take about an hour, maybe a little longer, just because it feels good. It feels and powerful. Initially, as you're getting familiar with it, it's a little clunky until you really get confident, and you walk over to one of the trees where you had previously been kicking, and Thorny found you. You take a swipe, and what's left behind is this frozen mark where the blade struck.
Before I think anyone could see me, I go back inside and go back into the room. I don't think I fall asleep again.
Okay.
For multiple reasons.
This is so cool. But also, oh god.
Also, that was a nightmare. That was very cool, but also that was fully a nightmare. So
Yes,
both excitement and fear. Let's not do that again.
Your dreams are your dreams. I have no control over them. Except I do.
Right. Except you have full control over them.
I have full control over your dreams. It's fantastic. Okay.
Don't worry, Timothy and Anna will be having a conversation tomorrow morning.
Okay.
We just have new weapons. Everyone else, where did you guys get these things? I don't know what to tell you.
So Himothy just has the shield. He doesn't have a new weapon. He's just wiser.
Yeah, me. I have a new weapon.
You have a new
Anna,
weapon.
Where'd you get the new sword? Future
So here's
me,
the thing.
maybe.
Yeah. Okay. So you go back inside. You process the nightmare. All that kind of happens within it. Anything else you want to do in these hours?
I feel like I should say yes, but I can't think of anything.
You can say no. That's fine. You don't have to always have a yes and.
As of right now, I can't think of anything else to do necessarily.
Okay.
I feel like to move towards being that person, this is something I struggle with real life too. Is to be this better person, I need to do something, but I can't do anything right now.
Sure. Yeah, that's fine. So you are in the room processing. Maybe you sleep, maybe you don't. Hard to say. Leon, as you go to sleep, you have a visitor. And it is Mexiel again. The angel you know. It's not gonna let me share it. Dang it. I don't have anything written for this, so bear with me. He as he enters your dream, it's different than you've experienced before. There's something you can feel this dream. And as he flies close, you hear his voice from a distance off. Aphelion, you are needed. What do you do?
I guess we'll do we see him or like
I mean, it's just
the voice
you
from
in the
afar
dream
off,
right now. I mean, you can see him. He's probably 50 feet off. You can hear his voice.
I guess Leon just how can I serve I almost said the wrong deity.
Tetras.
Tetris. How can I serve Tetris today?
He appears to be trying to fly closer, but can't. In the room, it's not even really a room. It felt like your room initially, but then the room subsides into darkness. You still see him, and in this black void, he's still far off, flying, and it looks like he's flying with everything he has. And he's reaching out. He's not getting any closer.
I'll try to approach him, reach out to him.
Okay, you're gonna start walking into the void.
Yeah.
Okay. As you do, you look down and you notice there is emptiness beneath your feet. And you shouldn't be able to walk. It's like you're drifting in nothingness, but your feet make purchase with every step. Do you go cautiously at first, or do you go full sprint?
Cautiously at first, yeah.
Okay. As you walk forward, kind of slowly, you're like being really perceptive of what's happening around you. The space starts to change and take on color. There is this iridescent glow that's these streaking lights moving around you, swirling around you, and then below you, you see stars. And you see above you stars. And then all around this aurora, brilliant, every color light you can imagine. And as you move closer, that aurora grows stronger. And Exile lands before you. Leon, I need your help.
Just tell me what to do.
Two of your friends have had dreams this night. We need them. And then in an instant, Anna and Timothy are at your side. For the two of you, what you experience is sitting in your room pondering, and almost with this gut-wrenching immediacy, you are in this astral space, standing in the midst of nothingness, colors swirling around you, and standing before you is this 10-foot tall, angelic celestial being, adorned in vibrant plate armor with white gold flowing hair and this glowing aura from them. And they say, there's no time right now for pleasantries. You must come with me. And he lifts off the ground and, still looking at you, begins to fly backwards. What do you do?
As Leon, I'm just gonna say, like, my friends be calm. I know of this man. He's been guiding me. Please, let's go. And Leon will take off towards him.
Okay.
I guess Anna will follow, looking very confused, a little freaked out.
Yeah,
Just trust me.
roll for me a
I
Constitution
return the-
saving throw. Both you and Timothy, for that matter.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Timothy's doing all right. Okay.
I'm rolling great.
It's
The one
it's
good roll I
not-
had was to convince myself of something that's not true.
Right. Timothy, you for just a minute, you like shake your head, and then like almost within just seconds, you're like, oh, okay, this is a real place. I feel the ground beneath my feet, though I don't see it. We must be all right. Anna, you kind of like, it takes a second to ready yourself, though it's not. You're not like freaking out thinking you're gonna like fall and die or anything. It just takes you a while to like come to a little bit. You feel that nauseousness from being pulled from wherever you were into this space. It takes a bit. But you follow Leon, you follow Mexiel. Timothy, you follow as well. As he flies forward, he turns, and as you run after him to try and keep up, the space around you continues to morph and shift, the colors becoming more and more and more vibrant until you lift off the ground and you feel the sensation of flying. And then he pulls his sword from the scabbard and swings this circular motion, and in a flash, you're transported to the deck of this ship. You are standing on what seems to be a sailing vessel, but around you, these prismatic colors, vibrant, ethereal. And you're standing on the deck of the ship, and behind you, you see this living tree. Not too dissimilar from the one that you encountered before. And it's sailing along. What do you do?
The tree is on the ship.
The tree is at the back of the ship, yeah.
So what are these wings?
They are sky sails.
Okay.
And you can surmise that just from the fact that you appear to be flying. They are flapping like a dragonfly's wings.
And then Nexail is still with us, right?
He stands in the midst of the three of you, yeah.
All right. I'm gonna look to him at first to see if he's, I don't know, look for guidance from him, I guess.
Okay. He, standing on the ship, you kind of notice that there's no one that really appears to be flying it. There is all of the normal trappings of a ship, though it's moving on its own. And he, standing there in the midst of you, first of all, says, "Thank you for joining. We are in grave danger. We have been attacked at the temple that I reside in. You were one of the few that I felt that we could trust. We need to head there as fast as we can. Thank you for trusting."
Leon will just like give him, the nods and just say, if I'm, however Tetris needs me, I will serve.
Timothy, Anna, what are y'all thinking in this nutso change environment?
What the fuck is happening?
Yeah, I have
Anna
no
thinks that.
fucking clue what's going on.
Okay.
Yeah. Just to clarify, Leon feels right at home here, correct?
Yes.
Right?
You
Okay,
know
yes.
this place. This
Yes,
ship is much
okay.
larger than anything you've ever
Mhm.
experienced in this capacity. You were adrift in a much smaller rowboat-sized vessel. Though
Leon will turn to his companions and he will say, I have spent millennia here. Just trust me, we are safe.
Mexhale nods.
And then I guess so there's no way to, like, no one's steering the boat, right?
It is on a path by itself.
I'm sorry. What are we doing here?
Leon will, I did not know the right way to tell everyone, though it appears my hand has been forced for you two. I didn't know this when I first met you both. However, this place, for lack of a better term, is my home. I have spent millennia wandering the astral plane. And it is only with the blessing of Tetris that I was able to meet you in the physical realm. This was my home, on a very similar journey for a very long time. I'm sure as long as we stay on the boat here and are guided by Mexael, we will come out of this safe.
At your uncertainty, Anna, Mexile says, I'm sorry I had to pull you here. It was only the two of you who were able to be brought because of your closeness to the ethereal plane as you slept. We have a temple that resides here as the foundation of what other temples on Kyrios are made in the image of. Just a few moments ago, something drastic happened where one of our other protectors was attacked. He couldn't say exactly what it was, though the temple around us began to shatter, and it seemed as if it was going to be ripped apart. The reason we need to protect it, fortunately, if anything were to happen to this temple, it would sever connection between even myself and Aphelion here. It's a conduit.
I guess Leon will just, please, friends, please help me in this one.
What do you need from us?
I think Anna's just gonna give a little nod.
Thank you, my friends.
Wonderful. Best thing for now. You still need rest. There are bunks below deck. It will take some time to get there. For you, it will feel like time passes. But back in the material plane, nothing is happening. And he'll lift up with his ginormous angelic wings and fly to the bow and let you go and do whatever you want to do in the bottom of the ship. If there's anything specifically you want to do, talk about, you can. This is basically a little bit of downtime before reaching the temple.
So, did you call this a tree before? Because I'm
Yes.
looking at it properly now, and that looks like a face.
It does. It's the map I have. It's not a
Oh,
a face. In our
Okay, I was
version,
just-
this is a
Okay,
borrowed map.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. I was like, that. Okay. We're saying that's a tree.
It is
Cool.
just a tree.
Just a tree.
Sometimes a tree is just a tree.
Sometimes it's
Sometimes
just
a tree is just a tree.
I was gonna say, I guess as we're going down, Leon will say again, I'm sorry that you had to find out this way. I've been trying to find a good way to tell you all. It's only recently that I've actually even had my memories of this place. When I first met you, I barely knew anything beyond my name. Thank you for helping.
Happy to help. I'm just not really sure what we can do or what we're supposed to do.
Or what's even going
Or-
on.
Yeah, like he said, our closest to the ethereal plane because we were dreaming. Was I asleep when we were out here? Why were we close to the ethereal plane? Why were we close to the ethereal plane? What's happening?
That I know not. What I do know is we are in the astral void. It is the area between the planes, between the physical realm and the ethereal realm. As I voyaged along this void, I met many beings making the transition between. Often it is where, beings are passing along. Not always. In terms of how you two were so close, I know not. That is a question best made to Mexiel, but he
You
is
can roll
often
an insight check if you want to.
Oh.
You may know.
Oh, okay.
There's
may I?
something.
Oh.
Yeah, there's something here. Nice. There's something
Okay.
here. Being in this plane, memories that you don't have in the material plane, things you don't know in the material plane, suddenly all seem to kind of come rushing back. It seems that and this is part of your insight check, it seems that because there is a differential between the material and the ethereal, maybe some things don't pass between those planes, including thoughts, memories. So you remember the millennia you spent adrift. You remember specific beings. You remember conversations. You remember years of drifting with nothing. You remember that this is the space between worlds, certainly, but also the space where those who have died pass on and are sent into the afterlife. This closeness to the ethereal, happens in dreaming, and specifically because most of the time what's happening in dreaming and the types of dreams that these two had is some kind of speaking. It's not just a natural dream. It's not even arcane. It's just something different, maybe divine, maybe something else. But when you dream like this, there is a closeness to powerful beings. For you, it's Tetras. For these two, it's something else, undiscovered.
I guess that Leon will pass that on. I guess
Leon says that.
lacking the wording.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, I'm happy to help. I think at the thought of like connecting to other beings, Anna's gonna like I assume she's got her new sword on her.
She does, yes. You have you were actually, both of you are like completely geared. You weren't sleeping when this happened. It's like a residual closeness from the dream you woke from. This happened probably mere minutes after you woke up, certainly. But yeah, you're still holding the sword. Everything that you would have had otherwise is with you. Since Himothy was, polishing the shield and sword, he has both of those with him. I'm not gonna make us take reductions for AC or anything for not being geared. Yeah. So, go ahead.
No, I was saying. No, you go for it. You go for it.
Okay. As you drift, you're more than welcome to go below. If you want to stand on the ship's deck, you can do that as well. This is a rest time. It's downtime. It takes days to travel.
I'll take a look at the. Can I investigate the tree? I guess while we're traveling.
Absolutely.
All right.
Straight investigation.
I can't. There it is.
I can't. Okay. Yeah, with the 10. This tree, though very similar to the ones, the tree of life that you've seen before, it seems to phase through its age values, for lack of better phrasing. Sometimes it seems smaller Sometimes it seems more massive. And this is what you kind of just notice over the time spent. Like when you go look at it closely, though, it is woven into the deck of the ship. The branches reaching in and through the floorboards. It moves as you move. As you move around it, you see sometimes the trunk twisting to like follow you. It's almost as if it's aware of your being there. That's about all you can tell, though.
I guess due to the awareness, Leon's going to try to like just like reach out and touch it and just like say,
Sure.
and then just like not like say hello, but like he's trying to like give it positive energy of like a greeting.
Hi, I'm here. Roll a wisdom saving throw when you touch it.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Shit.
Roll a d4. You take 4 points of psychic damage.
Ah.
As soon as you touch it, you are overwhelmed with emotion and memories that are not yours. You connect instantaneously to the life force of this entity. It is a living tree. It is a not just living in like the natural sense. It is alive in like a more human sense. It has thoughts and feelings, and as you touch it, it communicates with you. And though you took damage, it takes a second to like connect. It hurts as it's trying to speak to you, but eventually you're able to connect and stabilize, and you keep your hand on it, and it says, Aphelion, I have known you. You have been here. I am so grateful for your return.
Does Leon have any recollection of this being at all?
No. Well, let's do a roll for this because it'll be more fun. Give me an insight check. Nope, history, because we're gonna look back in the past on this one. Okay, great roll. No, you don't know this entity specifically, but you know of basically spiritual beings that continue to patrol the astral sea. You have seen similar things, not necessarily trees, but beings that pilot these ships. And this is with that you assume to be the ship's pilot. And with its closeness to Mexiel, you're almost certain that it's a friend, and perhaps one that has been near you, though maybe you don't know when and where, somewhere in the past.
I guess we'll just say that what I feel the connection from my past. However, I don't recall any specific times we have met. But it is welcoming seeing a spirit like you in a place like this.
My child, there is no way you would have known me, though I have been a watcher through the ages. There were times where I was close, and you have never been too far off, especially with your connection to Mexiel.
Have I always had that connection?
You ask a wise question. You've had this connection longer than you remember. Though probably not in the same capacity. When you were adrift, you had a guardian. You had no need for a direct connection until such a time was necessary, though he has watched out for you for quite some time.
Thank you for revealing this information to me. And, if there's anything further that I can ever do for you or any of these other watchers, as long as, it's within Tetris's will, just let me know and I will do what I can for you.
Of course. While you are present, do you have other questions? I'm certain you don't have many opportunities such as this. I can't promise you will remember when you return, but I am happy to answer.
As long back as I remember, all I know is the void. Do you know anything of my origins?
He laughs, very much knowingly. If I speak of where you came from, you will not carry it with you outside of this place. Would you like to know?
I've already lost so much knowledge. I don't think I could bear to lose that as well. I appreciate you sharing, but if I won't carry it forward, I will figure it out another way.
Yes. What I can tell you, there are connections to Watchers in Kyrios. If you can find them, speak with them, you'll be able to reveal much.
How would I find these watchers?
It kind of moves a bit, almost like it's straightening, and then a branch reaches towards your chest, and it touches the holy symbol. You will know when you are near. Outside of that, there's no way to tell.
Very well. Thank you very much.
One last thing. These Watcher folk, we'll call them. They are not like me. They are not like those who are adrift. They do not take a corporeal form quite like us. They are quiet passengers. And that is all you shall know.
Very well. I thank you for all of this knowledge.
Of course. You
And I
should
hope
rest.
one day. Very well. Very well.
Yeah, I mean, you can continue. What you hope one day? ...
Just that we meet again after this journey.
Perhaps. Perhaps. Yeah. You can head off and go rest. Yeah, you can recover those 4 HP. You're gonna be here for a while. unless you want to stay hurt. I mean, you're here for
No, I'll
a couple
recover.
days.
It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, y'all are here for it's not just long rest time. You don't have a sense of how long exactly. You also don't get hungry. You don't. I guess maybe you're still a little bit restless, especially being on the ship for a while and not really knowing why you're here, other than this. What Mexile said, there's a an attack at a temple. Also, when you all come back up to the surface, he's gone. He had originally moved to the front of the ship, but now it's just the three of you, and you're continuing to drift. The tree being, being the pilot, it's like on its own. But outside of that, you don't see Mexile. He seems to have disappeared. Downtime continues, unless you want to skip ahead, which we can do.
I don't know. Is there? I guess Leon will spend some time. I guess we'll do a thorough search of the ship for anything else of
Okay.
interest, I suppose.
Love
Yeah, I
that.
think I'll probably help with that. It's just like looking around the ship, curious,
Yeah,
obviously, because we got time.
we got time. Yeah. You can either individually roll investigation checks, or you can give him advantage.
I will give him advantage because I have a +0.
Okay.
Yeah, same.
I'm also a 0, so I
Okay,
mean, but we'll.
Good thing you had
Good thing
advantage.
we-
Cool. Yeah, so 17. That's solid. Yeah, I mean, as you look around the ship, it's relatively empty, aside from like standard rigging stuff. But it almost seems like it doesn't need to be there. It's more for like show, or perhaps this ship was plucked from some other location. They may have served a purpose. You find below deck there are containers that contain food, but you aren't hungry, so you don't need to eat them. You're not sure why they're there. As you continue looking around, you do find one area that's locked and kind of like closed off. Everything else, though, it's bedrolls, hammocks. It's a typical ship gear. Otherwise, other than this locked door.
For the locked door or whatever, is there anything of note around the area? Any clues that would give any amount of
Why it's locked.
mhm.
When you look at the door, it doesn't have a typical lock on it. In fact, there is no lock. It's like almost like a sealed door rather than a sealed door. That was a stupid Lord of the Ring joke. It is a sealed door. You don't see the hinges, so you think you could press on it to make it swing inward. It doesn't appear to be an outward swinging door. In fact, it doesn't even have a handle. You just recognize it as a door. Looking around, most of the siding all looks roughly the same, except there's one area kind of behind you against a wall where there is a sigil carved into the wood. It's just darkened, almost like it's been sealed or burned, but it's still wood. I mean, it's part of like the beam that's there.
Do I recognize the sigil?
It's an arcane sigil. It's not language. It doesn't necessarily look like anything super familiar. It's like, because you're a sorcerer, you don't really do the mathematics of wizardry or anything like that. Arcane to you is like innate. You recognize it as a sigil, though it doesn't carry any further meaning.
Could I touch it, guys?
No,
Leon
ma'am.
will ask.
Okay.
Will ask in character.
I think Adam's gonna give a little shrug, and it's sort of like, I might as well.
All right. Leon will very slowly and cautiously put his hand up and touch the sigil.
Okay, nothing happens. It just feels like wood, carved wood.
Well,
Well,
Nothing happened, I guess. All right.
not from touching it. Give me an insight check.
Not as good this time.
With a 7, it seems out of place. Other than that, not much else. Timothy or Anna, you're more than welcome to also roll if you would like. Since you're all there together, kind of seeing this. Okay. Anna. Nah, that's good. Anna, looking at it, the arcane is strange to you, though recently, just almost in the last day or so, perhaps, you have started to feel this connection more to the natural and maybe something unnatural, that wildness. You remember thinking back to the wall in the cave where blood was needed to enter, though on this ship and the concept of etherealness, blood doesn't make sense, but perhaps something else.
maybe try casting a spell on it?
All
I
right.
feel like it needs some other input, but I don't really know what that would be other than maybe like magic, but
Leon will nod and he will. Geez, I don't even. What's he even gonna cast?
Cantrips.
Yeah, no, I know. But it's like, he will cast a. I don't fucking know. A light spell, I guess, on
Okay.
it.
So you reach up and touch it, and it lights up. But only because you've cast light on it.
Cast light. Should I try something with? Okay, what the fuck am I gonna do here?
I don't know. I thought light was a good choice because like it doesn't hurt it, but it clearly doesn't. I don't know how to explain this
Yeah.
idea in character, but out of character, I'm like, well, I could go into a rage near it and see if wild magic surge will do shit. But
All right. Okay. Guess I'll. Okay. Completely out of character. I can't cast Sacred Flame on it because it requires a creature, right? Like I think I've asked that before, even right? Like I need a creature to.
House rule? No.
Okay, then I'm going to cast Sacred Flame on it then.
Okay. You begin to conjure the sacred flame. And as soon as the radiant energy begins to emanate from your hands, the sigil glows bright. You don't even finish getting the spell off, the cantrip off, before you hear this behind you. And not just that sigil, but the entire interior of the room begins to glow with this golden, radiant light.
Okay. Well, we heard it sounded like perhaps a door, so we'll go back and look to see if the door opened.
Okay. Yeah. You push against the door and it opens up. And inside is an enormous library. Much bigger than what this room should be. It's the size of, probably the libraries you've seen at home. And same with you, Timothy. This is like a dedicated library room with floors worth of books. In the center is a table with an hourglass with the sand running upwards, and then a few books and scrolls moved around.
Gonna start by investigating the desk and the area there.
Okay. Roll me an invest. Yeah. Okay. Not a lot.
Can I give him the help action?
Sure. If you. Yeah.
Can I
I'll
just
let that
kind of go poke around as well?
Sure. Absolutely. Roll. Feel free to go. Roll again.
I roll again. Me or?
Yeah. You. She's gonna give you the help
You.
action. Oh God. Two of the same.
Wow.
Uh,
I mean, you find a lot of what appear to be historical books. There are pieces of parchment strewn about. There are most of it's written. What languages do you speak?
Celestial, Common, Infernal, and Primordial.
Perfect. The majority of this is in Celestial. There is nothing in Common. And then, as you keep looking, even with that 5, you do find one book kind of tucked away in the furthest reaches of the library that's written in Infernal.
Oh, okay. Leon's going to kind of pull that book out from the shelf and take a look at it.
Okay. Yeah, flipping through, the title is just this obscure reference to the lost histories, and that's basically all it says. As you're flipping through, the rest of the book appears to be references to a time that doesn't make sense. A time of chaos and uncertainty, and a time where otherworldly creatures roamed, but it doesn't speak of Kyrios. It speaks of another place, some unnamed location. How much time do you spend with it?
Well, we have all the time in the world, and Leon is developing into a bit of a bookworm, so he's gonna spend quite a bit here, I guess. If this is the unique sort of standouty thing in them, he's gonna take quite a good hard long look at this, like hours.
Okay. While you're doing that, Himothy and Anna, anything you guys want to do? Himothy, are you gonna
I
investigate?
can't read any of those books.
A lot of
Same.
confusing
I speak
stuff.
2 language, and neither of it's celestial or infernal. So
Okay.
I will look for something with pictures, I suppose.
Okay. Yeah, you find books with pictures. I mean, as you're, there's a lot of text on a lot of these. Roll for me a history check, just for kicks and giggles.
Hi, Chili.
Hi, Jelly.
Hi, I'm sorry, I didn't see anything. I was like, oh no, it's 4. I'm so late. I just hopped in here, and then I saw, oh, you guys are doing a one shot. Okay, a little small
Well,
thing.
yeah. Welcome to the one shot. Okay, history of an 8. Most of these books that you're looking through don't appear to speak of what you're familiar with. The majority of them, even though you're not able to read them, like the locations that are drawn, all look very strange to you. But some of them, there's one that you find that it appears to have this globe, and on the globe is this. I don't know that the term Pangea would exist inside of Kyrios, but it does look like one solid island mass that takes up the majority of the space in the sphere. Outside is this drawing of what you can surmise to be this astral plane, this astral space. You also see a multitude of other varying size globes, orbs, that even with that history, it's almost like for the first time you realize that maybe this isn't the only planet. Maybe there are other worlds.
I think I don't spend a ton of time in the library, because as fascinating as that is, again, I can't read any of it.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna let them hang out in the library, and I'm probably just gonna hang out on the upper deck for a bit.
Okay. As you go up there, make a perception check.
These are all my best skills and my best.
Simply the best. It's fine. Not asking for much with this DC. You head to the deck, and as you make it to the surface, the ship appears to be moving faster. That's the first thing. Way off in the distance, barely at the reaches of your vision, you get a glimpse of a sphere that doesn't look like any of the lights that are here. It appears just like a tiny speck, but it's dark compared to the light that's here. Outside of that, you don't really see much else. It's beautiful out here. You don't feel really any wind, but you can sense the sensation of the ship moving forward faster.
Okay, I think I'm gonna shout down to them. I think I see something.
Right. Leon will he's gonna attempt to bring the book with him and leave the library and go up to the deck.
Okay. Yeah.
Timothy's just gonna go right up. He doesn't care about any of these books.
Okay. You're also welcome to roll an investigation just for the room in general, if you wanted to. Great, you found more than the other two. There is one scroll on the table that is a reference to what you perceive to be a spell. It's you can't read it, but it does appear to have kind of an arcane element to it. I don't think you can read it. Can you read either of those things? I don't think so.
I only got Common Dwarvish and Elvish.
Oh yeah, no, it doesn't make sense. It
Yeah,
does,
nope.
yeah, it does appear to be something that could be useful.
Does it have pictures?
It has sigils, which are the closest things to pictures.
I'll keep it in mind, but I'll leave the scroll there for now.
Okay. Do you make a reference to it to anybody, or you just see it clock?
Probably
up
to
and move
Leon.
on? Okay.
Probably to Leon, if anybody.
Leon will take a look at it before he leaves. Then.
Okay. Yeah. As you move closer, you read the words that are on there, and it speaks of a radiant magic that, if performed well, could create an explosion of radiant fire in a large surface. You would
Oh.
recognize this as our custom spell, Divine Blast.
Okay. Leon then, now completely distracted from the Inferno book, will pick up the scroll. He's still gonna go to the deck of the ship because Anna called them out, but he is
Sure.
definitely holding on to that scroll for in the future.
Okay. Yeah. Are you trying to leave the room with both things, or did you leave the book behind? Like, how are you leaving the room?
He's gonna attempt to leave with both. Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing happens.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right then. Goes to the deck of the ship with the book and the scroll.
Okay. Yeah, as you get to the surface, the ship kind of lurches a little bit, and it seems to pivot. This object that Anna saw is far off on the starboard side. As you get closer to the edge, and she points it out, you can also see it. And the ship seems to be moving faster, but by it. It doesn't veer towards it. But you both see it. This tiny, as small as the tip of your finger, dark surfaced sphere.
Is this anything like Leon would have seen in his past?
No. This is, you have never, like, you were adrift in the astral sea. There's almost like this one dedicated stream that you are following. This ship appears to be going against those surfaces. It appears to be able to move anywhere. Where you were drifting, this is flying.
Guess do we investigate investigate it, I guess?
You want to try and roll an investigation
Question
check?
I don't know what else to do, honestly.
Roll let's just do a flat intelligence and add your
We all
intelligence.
do
Intelligence?
Yeah, you all
Or
can.
just him?
Yeah, you can all do it.
Again, all my best things.
Yeah.
Wait, can I just ask a question? Because I know I'm just watching. Is this an
Sure.
astral pirate ship?
It's close.
Pretty close. You missed Leon's big reveal.
What was it?
Leon's been floating on the astral plane for millennia. This is home to him.
Oh,
Well, kind of home.
Kind of home.
like the ship is your home, or just the astral plane?
Just the astral plane in
Okay,
general.
okay.
Yeah.
Anna, with an 11, you don't think that you could go closer because obviously there's nothing to steer the ship, but you had seen Leon touch the tree and assumed he was communing with it. It's possible you could go speak to it again if you wanted to.
Okay, I think I'll go and try to talk to the tree to steer us closer.
Okay. So you go and touch the tree, trying to commune. Do a wisdom saving throw for me.
That'll be another great roll you have.
It's
How
a
is
great
that my
roll.
best
That is a solid roll for a -2.
Yeah.
As soon as you touch the surface, you feel this again, like Leon would have, this flood of information into your mind. However, for you, it's maybe because of the weird dream you just came out of. It's like you're able to process it, and eventually you reach the place in your mind where you've connected with this entity, and you hear its voice. Hello. We've not spoken before.
Do you know what that dot is? Forgotten Plains?
Yes, it is. It is a space beyond all other spaces. There have been creatures and beings and all manner of, shall we say, evil that reside in that space. Some of which you may have encountered on your own world.
Wait, what do you mean?
Well, you see, in the earliest times of your world was an unfortunate event where your Earth shattered. The island that once was where all life contained split apart. There was a being from that world who attempted to insert themselves into Kyrios. And in doing so, split apart the entire lands, sending all manner of creatures, monsters, not just from the Forgotten Plane, but from all manner of other planes. Their magic was... the only word is chaos. It pulled from everywhere, and not just in its own time, but through all times, and spilled out into Kyrios what it could through a small pinprick of arcane energy. It is a doomed planet.
So, is the temple we're going to in the Forgotten Plains, or is that not where we're going?
Oh no, my dear. We merely have to pass by this area. I would strongly avoid that area at all costs. There are vessels much like this that attempt to escape, though there are forces that keep them back. And when you think on that concept, you get these flashes of ships not too dissimilar from this in appearance, though instead of wood and cloth, they're golden and silver, and the wings are made of light. And on the deck are these heavily armored celestial beings, and you get this flash of a giant skirmish where many of these ships surrounding the Forgotten Realms are battling these twisted, dark, encapsulated kinds of ships, things that appear to be moving, but they don't have the same kind of structure you're familiar with. You can't really make out exactly how they maneuver, and these arcane blasts back and forth, explosions, this intense battle raging on for what appears to be all of time, and you get this flood of memories. Roll another wisdom saving throw.
It's a lot to ask from
I
somebody
believe.
with a -2.
I believe.
You should not have believed.
You should not have believed.
You shouldn't have believed.
Your faith was misplaced.
Roll a d4. Okay. 2 points of psychic energy. Your head, it just, there's so much pain in this moment. And you recoil your hand, severing that connection.
I don't think we're going that way, guys.
Yeah, just given by the look of it, I kind of agree. We should just head to the temple. I mean, that's kind of what we were doing anyway.
Yeah, that's not the direction we're heading. We're just passing by, so
Cool.
All right.
Anything else?
Leon's
you wanna
gonna
do?
be. Well, he's just gonna go back to the library and look around, and if again nothing catches his eye, once again just study that book some more, or the scroll. Maybe the scroll first, actually, and then the book.
Okay. Yeah. You just reading through it, spending a little bit of time with it. It all makes sense. The scribings that are on it, they are. It seems like you could know it if you thought. Maybe spend some time trying to practice it. If you want to head to the surface, you can give it a shot.
All right, let's do it.
Okay. For this one, roll me an Arcana. Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah, you feel this power just well up from somewhere deep inside, this radiant energy. And as you push your hands outward off the side of the ship, this immense glowing golden ball of light and energy shoots from your hands into the planes around you, the astral planes around you, and explodes in this radiant light. You can add Divine Blast now.
Perfect. Completely. Well, yeah. Okay, I'll just add it. Perfect.
Or I guess as soon as you get to the third level spells.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, it's
okay,
a
okay,
little outside
perfect,
your
perfect,
range, but you know you can do it. Well, let's say you know you can do it here. Perhaps you can replicate it back in the material plane.
Okay.
Better way to put it.
All right.
Yeah, if you spend more time with the book, the Infernal book, it speaks of these forgotten realms. It's a lot of, you basically learn a lot of the same things that Anna did, without the vision of the battles. It does speak of battles, but it speaks of battles from the other side. It speaks of why there was an attempt to go into these other planes, though. The infernal language to you it's like reading a really old English book. The way it's written, like you can read it and you can kind of comprehend it, but much of it you're gonna have to spend a lot more time with to really grasp it. So a lot of the details outside of that you can't really get. Maybe with time.
All right. Well, I guess we'll put it in our pack and save it for later then.
Okay. Skipping ahead, you spend more hours drifting. The ship seems to move with determination, though, faster and faster and faster. The lights around you swirling, that's your only indication of the speed. It seems as if it's picking up, and quickly Mexile ends up back with you, just suddenly in your midst. We're getting close. You best ready yourselves.
have I healed the 2 hit points that I lost?
You have not. It has not been 8 hours.
I have not. Cool. I see how it is.
Hey, timing is everything. You see this other large building off in the distance, and you begin to draw closer and closer and closer, and as you do, this shape starts to take form, and what was probably once a very beautiful, intricate temple-like structure appears to be cracking apart. And you move closer and closer and closer to the entryway, and Mexile says, "Something is here. We need to eradicate it. Our best maneuver is to stay close and to stay vigilant. Laufin is already here."
Yeah, Leon will just, I guess, stay ready. I guess. I mean, he's gonna look to Mexiel for direction. So
Okay.
Yeah, I guess Anna will like have her sword out and ready.
Cool. As you get closer, you move into this. It's not really a port space, but it is an area in which it seems like you can dock. And the four of you are able to enter in pretty quickly into this temple-like structure. For the most part, it still appears to be in solid condition on the interior. It seems like the exterior is cracking. And when you go inside, you see this other angelic kind of figure. This one, though, not quite adorned the same way. This one's wearing silver armor with this almost red plating instead of with Exile's gold all around, silver and gold. This is silver and red. And he approaches you as you come into the space. Immediately, he runs over and gives a salute to Mexile. "I am so glad you're here. You've made it just in time." And then Mexile...
going on?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, you're fine. Mexile will say, "Where is it? And what is it?" And then Laufin will say, It is some kind of, the best I can tell, dragon creature. However, it comes and goes, tearing things apart. I'm not sure where it is right now." Anybody want to do anything?
I think we're just waiting for the angel to tell us what to do.
Yeah,
Hey,
same.
you guys can ask questions about what's going on.
All right. Well,
Narrating.
what is this? What is this creature, Mexiel? Who's attacking?
Mexile looks to Laufin. I don't know that I've seen it. We've only spoken, and it sounds like whatever it is has a vengeance to try and take apart what's happening here. Laufin says it is a somewhat large entity. It appears to be like a dragon. However, I have never seen an astral dragon before. These creatures most of the time come from either Forgotten Realms or any of the other multitude of planes. This one is unique. It is steeped in this prismatic color that we see around us. It's trailing, it almost seems like it's trailing stars behind it. But it's also not quite as large as you would expect. And he moves to kind of go check out the surface, see like if he can perceive what's going on outside. Mexile joins him.
I guess we'll follow.
If you want to, sure. Yeah, feel free to move yourselves.
Follow.
Yeah.
Mhm. I'm just gonna take a cursory look over like this area. It seems like we're in like a hangar or whatever. Like anything over here catch my eye, I guess. I do an investigation.
Sure. Roll an investigation. Nat 20. Yeah. Big rolls. Yeah. There is a very clear arcane marking on the floor in this circle. You remember from your time adrift here, like, I guess the type of magic this probably likely would be some sort of teleportation circle. Though you don't remember why you remember that. Outside of that, there are tomes and scrolls. The hangar kind of entryway is just at the front. Everything else here appears to be much like other temples that you've seen back on Kyrios. Though there's only this one other being in this space, where most of the time there are others who attend a place like this. At the furthest end, kind of down here, at this farthest end, you see this kind of tall, slim structure that has this glowing aura through it, and it's like pulsating, and you hear this soft hum, just woom, woom, kind of coming from that back area. No idea what that is, even with a natural 20.
All right, Leon will join everyone, but he'll point out these features to the group, and he'll ask the angels, like, what is all that stuff back there?
That is our connection. That is what connects this temple to the other temples. We need to protect that above all. If that gets destroyed, this is over. And at that time, you hear this thunderous roar from somewhere off in the distance, and it's like a screeching kind of sound. I can't do screeches. And then I need everyone to roll initiative.
Ooh.
Why is Tinka an initiative?
I don't know. Tinka's not even present.
Oh, I didn't select my. God damn it! I did the thing.
It's okay.
Damn
I can do it manually. It's okay.
No, that's okay. I rolled the same thing anyway. It's fine.
Okay. And get off of this weird mystery music into battle music. Okay. Let me start this encounter on my end. At the edge of the hangar furthest from you, you see this giant, compared to you all, dragon, not quite as big as Viz, emerges. He comes clambering onto the surface, gives this immense screech, and I need everyone to roll a wisdom saving throw.
Again with the wisdom.
I mean, it's all wisdom.
Thank God.
Yeah, you guys are good. Timothy,
Thank God.
you are... What's going on here? I don't know why this is... It added everybody. It's fine. Sorry. Timothy, you are struck with this terrible screeching sound. Roll a d6. Okay. You take 5 points of psychic damage. This whole
right.
initiative tracker thing is busted. It's fine. I'll manage it. Leon, you're gonna be up first. This thing looks vicious. What do you want to do?
Okay. Well, since this thing is appearing so vicious, Leon will use his newest ability upon reaching level 3 and use his Celestial Revelation to activate his Radiant Soul, first of all.
Okay. Right.
So I guess I'll, for those of you looking at Leon, all of a sudden he will sprout a pair of spectral wings, and he will be flying.
Dope.
And then I guess question to you, DM: can I use the Radiant Blast spell that we just learned?
Here, yes, you can.
Okay. Leon will cast that, but I don't really know. I don't have it ready to roll in.
I got it. Divine Blast.
You got it?
Yeah.
All right. Actually, I could probably add it here. 1 sec. Let me see if I can add it. Let's see.
Uh, 8d6.
Okay. Well, I gotta roll attack first, right?
Yeah,
So that.
Yes. You hit.
There.
You hella hit.
All right. All right. 8d6.
Mm-hmm.
I can only go up to 5, so there's 5, and then there's 3 more.
Big hit.
And I get to do +2 damage to him with my transformation as my 1-turn thing.
Okay.
That is a fucking huge. Holy shit!
It's a big, big hit. Okay, sorry. You rolling something else or no?
That's
Yeah.
okay. That's my spell.
Yeah. Movement, bonus action.
What do I have for bonus action here?
Actually, I guess your radiant form thing would be a bonus action.
Oh yes, that is my bonus
Yeah.
action. Yep. That is my bonus
So
action. Yep.
You got
so
movement, including your fly speed.
Okay. I'm just gonna move. Then I guess I'll just move a little bit away from everyone up to like here, I guess.
Okay. Cool. That's it for Leon. Himothy, you're up next.
So I'm going to cast this.
All right. Give yourself some temp HP.
Oh wait, I don't think I have the. Wait, I don't know if I have the material for it though.
You don't need
I don't know if I
materials.
have water with me.
No,
All right.
Yeah, we're not making that happen. Yeah, so you get 5 temp HP with Armor of Agathis. You see this ice just erupt out of your body, creating this this crust almost of ice armor, and these ice pauldrons show up on your shoulders.
And then I'm just gonna move back closer to Anna, and then that's all I think I'm gonna do for now.
Okay. The Luna Dragon goes next. He is going to make a bite attack. He's going to move first, come into this group. Close proximity. Going to make a bite attack against Maxile. He does not hit. And then a claw attack against Laufman. She does hit. 9 points of damage. Are these are not rolling publicly, are they?
No.
Okay, well, I'll just tell you what's going on then. I don't know how to change it. That's his go. Anna.
Okay. First off, I'm going to go into a rage.
Okay. Roll a d20.
Yeah, you guys all keep talking about like chaos is bad, and I'm over here like,
I choose chaos.
no, I have wild magic surges I can't control.
You take flight. Until your rage ends, you gain a flying speed equal to your walking speed. Everyone can fly except Timothy.
Dope. Well, I'm gonna go and I'm going to swing at the dragon's neck.
Love it.
That is a crit.
Holy shit. Okay, so crit rules with us. You max the damage and then roll again.
Okay, so that's going to be, if it's max damage, including the cold damage?
Including cold damage.
Okay, so 12 plus 3 is 15, plus 4 is 19 damage, plus rage is 21 damage. And then for the additional damage, that's going to be not nearly as good. That's 6 plus 1d4. Or unless, did that roll?
I think it rolled with it. Yeah, it
it
goes ahead and rolls. It
Yeah.
doesn't separate out. That's fine.
So that's 6
Another 9.
damage. Another 6 damage.
Plus your rage, right? So it should be 9.
Yes, but that's with the additional, so I
Okay.
think that's
It should have rolled everything, right?
it's only showing the 2d6 roll on
Yeah.
here, so that's why I was confused and I didn't see what the d4 roll was, so I'm going to assume that was added.
Yeah, we can roll it again if you want to. Just because it's looking so weird, see if it does anything different. Is this testing magic items? No. Okay, yeah, that's fine. So we'll do.
Well, I just rolled a d4. Oh, you meant roll it again.
Yeah,
to see
roll
what it
the
looks
weapon
like.
damage.
Oh, okay.
See if it does anything different.
Okay, yeah.
It does not. Weird. Okay. It must be after an attack hit.
Yeah, so it's not showing what's on the d4
That's fine.
afterwards, which is weird, but
Really fine.
so that time it was 3, so somewhere between 2 and 3 for the additional full damage after another 6.
All right. That's cool. We'll leave it at 9. Yeah, you roll up right on this thing and take a swipe at its neck. As soon as you do, as much as this thing is big and bad, it's just from the few hits of y'all's team, it's looking rough. It takes this slice into its neck with this frost peeling over its neck, kind of like it's keeping blood in. It's almost like it's frozen the neck to keep it from bleeding. But then shortly after, blood spills out, bursting through the ice. Yeah, I think you still have a little extra movement if you want to. If not, you can move on.
No, I'm good, I think.
Okay. Next, Laufen. He is going to make just a simple longsword attack. A hella misses. So that's it for his turn. Next guy's gonna do the same thing. Crit, but in the worst way possible. Critical failure. So that's I don't know that we're gonna do the other weird house rules. So we're just gonna move on. Back to the top, Leon.
Hey, just to clarify, like, 'cause of spell slots and stuff, like, what would that other one have used up? Like, would that be like
Level 2.
only one, or
Yeah,
like,
for
both?
now
'Cause
we're counting it as
Okay.
if it's like just a really potent level 2 because this is your home terrain.
Yeah. Okay, well,
Or mark off a 2 and a 1 for the sake of it. We'll just.
yeah, I was gonna say, like,
leave
that
it
was
a little
really
there.
powerful.
It
so,
sure
yeah,
was.
okay, yeah. Geez, though, it did so well, and
You gonna
he's
try it
looking
again?
so down. I think we're gonna try it again.
Before you roll,
So-
roll a Constitution
Huh?
saving throw.
All right,
Okay, you're good. Go ahead and roll it again.
all right.
Roll to attack at least. Ooh.
Wait. Favored by the gods.
Okay. Boom. Big hit. Okay. Roll it again. I should have said no. I didn't account for this. Oh god. Okay.
Much less damage this time. Oh, and then the +2 from my thing. You should have said no.
I should have said no. It's fine. I'm not gonna destroy this thing in like no time flat. It's okay. You still have movement, bonus action. Anything you want to do?
I feel like the angels could have taken care of this.
Probably. No, I think I'll be good. I think I've abused my powers enough already.
Good. Timothy.
I'm gonna do a Wrathful Smite as a bonus action, and then I'm
Alright.
gonna attack with my longsword. See if this will. No, that's not going on roll 20, the Wrathful Smite. So just go longsword there. Oh.
It looked like everything just rolled at once.
Yeah.
So the longsword is the hit, right? You don't expend the spell slot because it's a miss. So basically nothing happens. You swing and it just goes wide.
Yep.
Still movement. I guess the bonus action was Wrathful Smite. If you want to move, you can.
Nah, I'm good to stay where I'm at.
Keep it. Okay. It's the dragon's turn. The dragon is going to use its astral breath. It fires a blast in a 30-foot cone. Everyone must make a DC 15 con save. So, yeah. Well, not you,
Would you
Leon. You're
consider
fine.
this a
Okay.
spell? Out of curiosity,
A what?
would you consider this a spell?
No, this is an innate action.
Okay.
This is a breath weapon.
Okay, figured I would give it a shot. So
Worth a
con
shot.
save.
Yeah, so it's the four of you guys. Oof, okay. And you roll these guys. They both pass. So the two of you are going to take. This is big. Apologies. 30 points of damage.
I'm down.
I think both of
30,
you.
I'm down.
I think both of you are down. Yeah, they could have taken it on their own, surely.
Unless for some reason it's bludgeoning or slashing.
It is not. This is
Yeah, no, I'm
this
down.
radiant. Well, it's not like radiant energy so much as it is. It looks, I don't know, kind of like the astral plane. It's just breathing out this huge flare. Man, that was like huge. Okay. Anna, you'd be next. Roll a death saving throw.
Okay, that's a success.
That is a success. Now the battle angels. Each one of them is gonna make an attack on Big Boy.
Wait, do I have to do a saving throw?
Only when it comes
On
back
your
around to
turn.
your turn.
Oh, okay.
They both swing and miss again. These guys are not doing hot. Leon,
All right.
savior of the
Right.
astral plane at the moment, my dude.
Leon's going to fly down here,
Uh-huh.
right beside these guys,
Keeping out of the
and-
range of the dragon.
keeping out of the range of the dragon, and then using our twinned meta magic,
All right.
we will cast Cure Wounds. We will target Timothy and Anna.
Okay. You both get 8 points back, unless there's any additions.
I think that's it's all included, right? The plus the 4
Yeah, I think it
is
should
there.
be.
Yep. Yep. I don't think I have anything else to affect that at this point. Let
Okay.
me just double check. I have a lot of things I find sometimes
you
to go
do.
through. I have way too many things. I actually have way too many things. Okay, yeah, no, I nothing else there.
Okay.
That's all for the yeah.
Cool.
And then because I use meta magic, I'm gonna use my new trinket to go back to where I was.
Okay. Pop on back. So what you see,
My turn.
perfect. So what you see, Anna and Timothy, is like you both were taken out by this weapon. You're both on the ground, and then all of a sudden you like flash back to life, and like from behind you is like a smiling Timothy or a smiling Leon, and then all of a sudden he like blinks out of like existence. So you're just like lost and confused for a second until you see him reappear back where he originally was. Timothy, back on 8 HP. You're next.
All right, so I think the way that I'm trying to figure out with Wrathful Smite because I know there's like a duration on it. So would like my previous roll stay and then?
No, so what ends
like,
up
how we doing
happening?
this?
You don't actually have to use it until you hit. So it's like roll to hit first, and then you say, like, I'm gonna use the Wrathful Smite on it, and then we'll add it to it.
Well, because I know this
for
one says
simplicity.
you know the next time you hit with the melee.
Yeah,
So we're
gonna
okay.
keep it the same as the other one's Divine Smite. I think it's just easier to do it that way.
Okay, fair. So yeah, I'll do the same thing as before.
Cool. Roll to hit. Boom. AC is 16. Just misses. They swing again. This time it moves out of the way. It's like it's hurt, but its aggression is widening up, and it's dodging and weaving just a little more nimble than you expected. Now it's its turn again. It's gonna make a bite attack on Himothy. You just swung at it for a 17, and your AC is ridiculously high, so it misses. And then it's gonna make a claw attack at you as well for a 10, and it misses because you're dummy thick AC. That's it for the dragon. Hannah.
Ow. Okay. I believe going down ends my long rest, right? I mean, not my long rest.
It ends
my
your rage.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Okay. I will. Do I want to spend another rage here? I don't know if we're
Up
gonna
to
get
you.
another long rest. Fuck it. Yep, I'll go into another rage. I am gonna go like behind it though.
Okay. Duck through its legs. Something. Stay in range.
Fly
Oh
over,
yeah, you can fly.
around.
fly around it. That's right.
Just to like not
Yeah, all be bunched together.
be grouped with
Smart.
everybody in
Smart,
case that
smart.
happens again. Then I'm gonna try to hit him again.
Okay.
Does a 17 hit?
17 barely misses. Oh no! It's AC 16. Yes, it barely hits.
Oh.
Okay, thank goodness. I
Yeah.
was like, oh god.
Hell yeah.
Okay, that's going to be 8 plus 2 is 10 damage.
What's the 2 coming
And
from?
that the rage.
Did you rage again?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So 10 points of damage. You swing, and you catch this thing right in its thigh, and it like carves through, and you see it like drop to its knee just a little bit before whipping around and targeting you, looking at you. Now as the Battle Angels goes again. They will each take another hit or swing. First one is a 16, barely hits. Second one misses, so at least I got 1 hit. Good job, guys. For 7 points. Good job, fellas. Back to the top, Leon.
We are very quickly running out of spell slots, so
Actually, I'm gonna do the same thing. I have Mexile move over here. Actually,
we are
Space
just
Mountain.
going to cast a normal fire bolt.
okay.
Which I think misses.
Yeah, it misses. So you whip out just this firebolt, and it swings just a little bit, like right underneath its chin, and it rears its head back, and it swings and flies off into the astral plane. Bonus action, movement.
Let me just double check here. I don't think I want to do anything.
Okay.
Actually, wait. I will convert one of my sorcery points into another first level spell.
There you go. Embo.
I think I'm just gonna keep doing the same thing as last time
Keep-
and just
keep
go with
whacking.
the long sword.
That'll hit. Go ahead and roll your
Going that-
smitey. I think for... So this is one-handed because you got a shield.
Right.
So 9 points. You swing into this thing. You catch it in its chest, and it rears back onto its two hind legs, just screeching, and then it pounds back down. The ground beneath you rumbles, and then it ducks its head. And next, you have movement if you want to move anywhere.
I think I'm gonna stay put.
Stick where you're at. Perfect. The dragon.
I also think though that the dragon has to do like a wisdom.
Oh yeah,
Otherwise
yeah,
it's
yeah,
frightened.
yeah. Good call, good call, good call. 3. It is frightened of you. Okay.
I'd be frightened of him too.
He's a scary dude. It's going to use its tunneler action, and it digs and claws very quickly beneath the surface and disappears from sight. Boom. It'd be gone. You can hear below the temple, like it's dug down.
Like it's still
pretty deep.
here.
Yeah, you can hear it below you. Anna.
So there like a hole there?
There is a hole there, yeah.
This is not wise for someone with so little hit points to do, but I don't know what else to do. Can I jump down the hole?
You can if you want
Jump
to.
/ fly,
Yeah,
I suppose?
sure. You take after it.
Actually, no, I don't have fly.
Oh, because
my
your rage ended. Yeah.
I have to roll another thing.
You do. Go ahead and roll. 9. Nine. Healing energy radiates from you. You restore a number of hit points to one creature you can see in addition to yourself within 30 feet of you, equal to your rage damage. You can use it as a bonus action.
Okay, interesting. In that case, I will heal me and Timothy for my rage damage is 2, so we each get another 2 HP back.
Dope.
That's slightly helpful. I guess, can I look down the hole? How deep is it?
Yeah, I mean, it's best you can tell at least 20 feet down, and then it appears to be just a rocky surface. You can make a perception check if you want to. Yeah, you can see just kind of at the end of like below you and kind of in this direction, it looks like a tunnel veering off. Like away from you.
So, I don't think I could get to the dragon this turn.
Probably not.
Okay. This is really going to be a waste of rages. I don't have that many. And I need to either be attacked or attacked within a turn to keep it.
Just go hit Timothy real quick. You can take it. You got that shield thing.
Yeah.
Can I just slap someone? No, I'm joking.
You can hit yourself.
I
Like crack your head against the sword or something. Flat of the sword.
So what was the thing that they said we needed to protect no matter what?
The thing at the back of the room. Yeah, that thing.
And that's
Glowing
the
aura.
general direction the dragon was going?
It seemed to be going the opposite direction.
Oh, the opposite
Yeah,
direction.
kind of outwards towards the openness.
I guess, can I go to the edge of the ship and see if I can see the dragon?
Sure. Make another perception check. You can barely see its head peeking through. Right underneath where Laufin is.
Okay. Is there like glass or something here, or would I be able to throw? Because I've got a javelin. Can I throw my javelin at him?
You can. It's going to be at disadvantage.
That's. I've got 4 javelins, so it should be fine. Okay.
It'll be fine.
It doesn't need to hit. It would be great if it did, but it doesn't with a
It does
it's
not
a
hit.
9 to hit. So
No.
yeah, no.
You
Goodbye,
launch this javelin and it just flies right through the air. This thing looks at you, but it was a wide throw, and yep, that javelin is gone.
Yep.
Disappearing into the space below.
I'm gonna shout, "He's over here!" And I'm gonna point so everyone else knows.
So
where
they all
to look.
know. Perfect.
And I keep my rage. So we're
Love
good.
it. Now is the Battle Force Angels, who are going to kind of convene-ish here in preparation, and they are going to hold their action if he shows back up. Leon.
Yeah, so I think Leon, again, kind of aware, again, sort of what they're talking about protecting the thing. And since he's sort of back here already, he's just gonna maybe come back a little bit further just to be a little bit more. But he's also gonna have a firebolt held ready to launch at the dragon when he sees him.
Okay. So you're going to ready in action for Firebolt. Perfect.
Yeah.
Timothy.
I'm gonna move to right here with the rest of them.
Hold your action.
And yep.
Okay. The dragon. You all see as this dragon comes back up kind of around the surface, just crawling out of reach, and rears back its head. Everyone make a DC Constitution saving throw because you lined yourself up.
I was here first.
You called over. Actually, Anna,
I
you were
pointed that way.
You're just out of the range of this thing. You're fine.
Thank God. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, from the center point, it's 35 feet from you. Still need to roll for these dudes. They both fail this time. 6d8.
Oof.
28 points of damage. These guys are also both down.
Nah, I'm down again.
Do I get to let loose my firebolt at him since he popped
You
back up?
do. And actually,
Hey.
technically, that would have gone off first.
Okay.
17 hits for 7 damage. This thing.
Can I add my +2 as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fine.
My +2.
He looking real rough, real angry, but he still gets the shot off. Anna.
Okay. Healing bonus action. Heal me for 2. Heal Timothy for 2.
All right.
Which brings Timothy back up at full
Yep.
hearty 2.
At a hearty 2.
All right, and then I'm gonna go. Here.
Okay.
And I'm gonna try to whack him.
Give him a whacking.
Oh, that doesn't hit.
Does not hit. Blade swings wide. That's it for you. These guys, they are down. They both succeed.
That's good.
Leon, savior of the astral plane.
Let's see here. Can't really cover that distance. Wait, do I get... No, I only get flying speed. I don't get my walking plus my flying. I just get the same distance
Yeah,
flying.
either
right?
or. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
You like fly
Well, I
over
will-
terrain if you needed to, but
Yeah, okay. Well, I will move what I can towards them. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there.
okay.
Okay, I really wish I could heal them right now, but I can't. So, how, like, the dragon's looking pretty rough, or?
Yeah, he's looking like he's beaten, bloody. He's got this giant gash on his throat and by his side from where Anna's gotten her big attacks off. He's burned to a crisp. He's not looking good.
Okay. Fuck. They're down. I will cast a guiding bolt at him.
Okay. Boom, hits. And when you do, yes,
I was gonna say up to +2, but I don't know if it's needed.
you don't need to. When you hit, this radiant energy slams into the surface of this dragon. And when it does, it sends something shattering from it. And then the dragon falls out of the sky through the bubble and lands, well, drifting into space. Good job.
Okay, Ken, before I lose my rage, I run over and heal the closest angel to me for 2.
Laufin. Okay, perfect. He's back up.
And then I assume my range ends before I
Yeah.
can heal the other guy.
Yeah, 6 seconds. You wouldn't have had a turn to hit something. Unless you want to hurt yourself, but that's unwise.
Doesn't
Right.
seem worth it.
And since I'm already using everything up, I will use my healing hands on Mexiel.
Okay, for 7. Perfect. They both come to confused at first. They look for the dragon. They don't see it. What happened?
He's been slain.
Oh, thank Tetras.
And then we'll point to where I presume we can still see his body floating
Floating,
off. Or something.
and drifting. Yeah, if you head over to the corner, you kind of see where it's like slowly drifting down further and further away. How long are your wings active?
Up to a minute, which I think we're pretty close
Yeah,
to the end of,
30
I believe.
30 more seconds, technically. That was only
Oh, okay.
five rounds? No,
You
no.
mentioned
That
there
was a
was-
minute. Yeah, it was 10 rounds.
Okay. That was 10 rounds? Holy shit.
10
Okay.
rounds.
Was that 10 rounds?
Allegedly, according
No.
to my tracker. That
Really?
can't be.
That
That can't be,
doesn't-
though.
No,
can't
there's
be
no
right.
way.
No,
There's
that was
no
like
way.
Turret
4
tracker's been.
rounds
Yeah. So
max.
you got 30 seconds left.
Okay. You had mentioned something cracking and separating. Can I go find that?
You
And
can-
if it's like,
Roll an investigation and find out if you can see it.
all right.
Yeah. Kind of at not far from where Anna's standing, kind of tucked away in this corner. You see these 2. From a distance, they look like scales. But as you get closer, though they're oblong, they aren't necessarily scales. They look more like coins.
Oh. Okay. I mean, I guess I did the investigation. Do I do another one?
Do an Arcana for this one. 13. Something something weird about these. They're not really like any currency you've ever seen. They seem to be crafted from some otherworldly metal. They're iridescent, kind of shimmering, quite curious. They reflect the light around them, kind of mesmerize you a little bit as you look at them. On one side, there is this intricate like pattern of interlocking symbols. And then when you turn it over and look at the other one, the other side looks almost like a starburst kind of pattern, and it's radiating like this soft pulsating glow. You have 3 of them.
Okay. I'm gonna call Mexael and I'm gonna say, hey, do you know what these are?
When he comes over, he takes a look. These are quite strange. Can't say I've ever seen anything quite like them, but this pattern here is unique. Are you familiar with the wish spell?
Leon, I don't think he will be, right? Like,
Roll an Arcana. You can find out.
all right.
19. Yeah, you know.
Oh,
You know
Mhm,
because
yeah.
you're in your home plane.
Okay.
Yeah, your memory comes flooding back. A wish spell. Yeah, I think so.
I do. Yes, Mixael. I'm quite aware.
Do you OOC know what it does?
Oh, see, I do. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Yeah. He tells you that it appears that these each contain the arcane nature of perhaps one wish spell piece.
Oh, damn. That is. Okay. Well, Leon's knowledge of wish would be that even with having that arcane knowledge, it would still be a sorcerer that would have to use them, right?
If it were the wish spell, yes. But these appear to be able to be used by anyone. They are, you hold it in your hand, you say, I wish for, and whatever happens, happens. Can be used by anyone. These are magic items, not...
There's 3 of them.
Yes. Perhaps one for
All
each
right.
of you.
Yes. So Leon is going to give
Yeah, that worked.
one to Leah, or one to Timothy, and one to Anna, and say, my friends, thank you for helping me on this quest today, and these will probably come in handy if you ever need them. If you need to make a wish, these will guide your way.
Mexile will say...
Thank you. Wow.
Yeah,
I don't know
Mexile
what
will
to
look at you
Mm.
and say, be careful with those, but these are great boons. They will come in handy, I think.
All right. Are they named something, or are they?
They're called Kyrios coins in D&D Beyond. You can each add that to your collection, your inventory. While you're doing that, Mexile will bring you over. Lalvin's really not looking good still, but he'll say to you, I need to take care of some things here. I trust you can find your way back.
Leon will just kind of look at the teleporting ring.
If you so choose.
Will nod.
Yeah, as you each make your way to the teleportation circle, Lalfin, very in an injured capacity, will walk over Mexile and say, I think between the two of us we can get you home. So you step inside, Mexile will reach over and give you one of those like hearty full arm grasps, like grasping your elbow kind of shakes. Thank you, my friend. You have been a true savior today. Be well. And then Lalfin will finish this quick incantation, and you guys are immediately transported back to the inn, each in your own individual rooms, though.
All right.
Wow, weird dream.
Does Anna actually think that?
I don't know. I assume I still have the like coins, so probably have a physical proof that it wasn't a dream.
You do still have the coin if you look for it.
But I also had the sword, and that was a dream.
That was a dream. TBD.
So what
What
makes
happened?
a dream and what makes it not a dream? I don't know.
Was Zhangzi a man dreaming he was a butterfly, or a butterfly dreaming he was a man?
Oh god.
When you look outside, the two of you who are in rooms that have windows, unfortunately, Timothy, you do not. You would have to leave the room. You all realize it's about the same time, well, at least Anna and Timothy, it's about the same time as when you first woke up from your dreams. It's still dark outside. The sun has not risen. Seems to be the middle of the night. You know, when you look around, the other three are there sleeping. Not roused at all by, well, I guess, alien trancing. Not roused at all by your sudden disappearance and reappearance.
Weird. I don't know what else to do with that information other than be like, this is strange.
And do you want to go back to sleep? Do you want to try and rest? Like, what do you want to do?
Yeah, I'll try to get a rest.
Okay. Leon?
Yeah, Leon's, I mean, I guess we're with, Tide's just sleeping still, right?
Yeah, Tide's out.
Yeah, he's exhausted. He's used up a lot of his, arcane energy. He has just been the savior of the fucking void. He is exhausted. He's gonna collapse on his bed and get whatever remains of this night's rest.
Okay. And Timothy?
Yeah, without knowing what Leon's going through, Timothy's kind of in the same boat. He just feels like completely beaten up just after having, missed so many times. And, taking a couple of direct hits there. So I think I'm just going to try and get whatever rest I can.
Okay. Yeah, as you lay back down, each of you are able to get some sleep. Though it's not a full 8 hours. You can take a short rest before morning comes. And that's where we'll leave tonight's episode.
All right, so now that we're done, that was fucking awesome. I know that part of that reason I say that is because it has a lot to do with my character, but that was a fucking dope session.
I didn't know what to do on the side. Like, this is an on-the-fly thing. I happen to have maps, and I was like, I could work this into the story. But each one of you had really big stuff. It was the dreams for the other two, but
yeah, but I mean, there was the whole thing for yeah. Also, I had no idea how to inform the rest of the party about Leon's past, so that was a really good narrative story as well for them.
Or at least telling us.
Yeah. Well,
That was very cool.
I was trying to work a way to tell Tide at some point, because I couldn't remember if Leon for sure told Viz about everything, but I was gonna tell Tide, but maybe still later, but...
I don't think you told him quite everything, but you were honest with him about kind of your history. You talked about the Astral Sea, you talked about not exactly knowing where you came from. To close this out, let's talk about what you remember, because memory distortion happens when you get back.
Right.
Yeah, you remember glimpses of the ship. You don't really remember talking to the tree, though you do have this feeling that remains about not being a singular plane, that Kyrios might not be the only one, but you don't know why quite yet. You don't remember super detailed scope of the battle, but you do remember seeing this astral dragon and winding up with these coins. And you know it was like for a job well done is kind of the feeling that you have, though you're a little bit confused outside of that as to like why it even happened in the first place, which is true to form because we're all confused why it happened in the first place.
Did Leon manage to hold on to the book and the scroll?
Check for it. Roll an investigation. The book does not appear to be with you, nor the scroll, but you do remember how to cast it.
I'll have to level up a few more times before then.
Thank God. These beasts need to be a lot stronger. Dude, you took out like a third of its HP with that first hit, and I was like, well, it's gonna be short.
Yeah. Well, and then Anna come through with the crit afterward
I know.
too, right? Like
Crits are huge.
Yeah.
That
was
cool.
like I said, that was really cool. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah. I like it. We'll find more ways to do one shots if folks can't be around. We can always do stuff like this.
Yeah.
Side adventures.
I thought it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. I'll try and keep a couple handy. But yeah, this is a good intermediary to tie us over until next week when everyone comes back and there's a different ship journey on the ocean.
Why is everyone so tired? Leon, cast some fucking spells. What's going on?
I'm dying. My ribs hurt.
My therapist says I can only get angry one more time today. I've already wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is cool. Appreciate you guys jumping in and being willing to do something a little off the cuff, story adjacent.
No, it was cool. Appreciate what you did.
Yeah. Plus Timothy's +1 wisdom and Anna's super dope sword that I spent a couple hours putting together.
Yeah, I'm excited for this sword.
It probably totally wasn't in a dungeon that collapsed, I'm sure, right?
Actually, it wasn't. I came up with that this week.
Oh, nice.
No, because I was supposed to get Grant's sword, and then he went
Grant
off to
didn't
war.
die. Yeah.
So I was like, well.
Well, I've been trying to figure out a way to make that play back in. There's not going to be a way for it to happen anytime soon. And I was like, he was supposed to die in like episode 2. Nah, this is good.
Well, at least on my end, at least Timothy's pulled his head out of his ass now that he has a little bit better of a passive perception.
True.
He might start noticing things a little bit better.
He'll notice things more. He has a determination. The chaos stuff. The chaos stuff is less Anna's wild magic, more what the hell is happening in this world that we're in, where random evils are occurring and like, I mean, there's some level of chaos
Evil
is gonna
chaos,
happen. Yeah.
not pure chaos.
Right. Well, chaos like dropping a dungeon on everybody, and stealing stuff from a wizard lady. Maybe not appropriate chaos. We'll see. We'll see how Timothy feels about that.
Yeah.
To be determined.
Yeah, when I was listening to that oath, I'm like, this sounds like the DM making him promise to not do shenanigans.
Oh no, he can do with it whatever he wants to. It follows the oath that you chose as the Paladin of Conquest, or whatever the Oath of Conquest was. Like, I looked specifically at the one you chose at level 3 and built it around what that focuses on. The anti-chaos thing is more out of like what conquest would look like in this campaign, right? So because chaos is the greatest evil so far that you're experiencing, to conquest through it means smiting it. But again, you interpret it how you want to. I just thought it was a cool oath that AI helped me generate.
Yeah. That was really good.
Yeah, that was dope. I hope it was fun for everybody. I want to do more stuff like this. We can do other one-shots
Yeah,
too
no,
if we want to.
yeah.
It was fun.
Dope.
I kind of felt a little bad that Jilly was in there halfway through and we couldn't really work her in. But
Yeah, so y'all are in
Yeah,
a
I
different
was
plane
like-
of existence.
I was like, retcon, she's gonna go have a dream too.
well,
yeah. But anyway,
cool. Well, appreciate you guys. We'll do it again next week for continuing the real adventure, or the other part of the adventure. You guys a little worse for wear in the morning, but otherwise, call it there. Appreciate y'all.
Good.
sounds good.
Looking
All right.
forward to it.
Awesome.
All right.
Thanks,
Good
guys.
game, everyone.
Talk to you
Bye.
guys later. Bye.
Thanks, chat. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us. We'll come back again next week for another rousing edition of Pixels and Dragons Kyrios. Later.